Hello, and welcome to the Dapper D's. I'm Dadley.
I'm Dippy.
And I'm Dono.
And we're the Dapper D's, the only show asking the real questions, like how come glue doesn't stick to the inside of the bottle?
It doesn't stick to the inside of the bottle because it needs air or water vapor to set and adhere to the object that you're gluing. Most glue types, including cyanoacrylate superglue and polyvinyl acetate glue, work by reacting with water and
Thank
air
you, Siri.
to harden.
Thank you, Siri.
Did I do good? Did I do the thing
Yeah.
right? Did I do it correctly?
Yeah.
Hey,
You did it. Here, you know what?
Yeah.
We'll get you a gold store. But
Good boy. Pat's head.
like I'm some kind of fucking dog. And welcome back to the Dapper D's.
That
Alrighty,
dog
gentlemen.
in you.
I actually have a pretty good mouth dog. It's just like
what the fuck? I don't like it.
I can do my dog's growl.
Yeah.
I can do my dog's growl from when I was like 8 years old. But he had a weird one. It was a that's how I
my
learned
God.
that. That was his growl.
Fucking
It was like
the rawr.
Oh, rawr. Inside you are two dogs. One of them is Dippy.
hey, don't remind Dippy of those episodes. That was
Oh God.
that was an emotional episode for you.
Yeah.
Which
Do
one?
you don't remember the freaking trials of the two of the souls?
Oh God, no, yeah.
It wasn't an emotional for
Holy
me.
shit, yeah, that was a really that was like a turning point episode for me. I was like, oh shit, am I gonna lose Farron?
You could have.
So I made sure I couldn't lose Farron. So
well, it's another
back.
episode of the Dapper Ds. Yes.
Welcome back to the Dapper Ds, and welcome back to the Dapper Discussion, the podcast at the end of the month where we talk about all the things we did in that month. And more. So this is going to be a little bit of a special one for me, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But before we do, before we get into anything too crazy, we got a couple of sponsorship obligations here, a couple partnership obligations here. First and foremost, thank you so much to Stream Beats by Harris Heller on Spotify for providing the wonderful music that you were going to have on in the background today. I'm not sharing it with the fellas yet. Hold on one second.
Well, that's rude.
Just hold on a fucking second. Okay, there we go.
I don't know how to hold on to a second, Dippy.
There we go.
What?
No. All right, so.
Have you ever watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z? They can really hold on to a second, probably for like 3 episodes, honestly.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's an episode of Soul Eater I remember. I'm getting off topic. Thank you to Stream Beats by Harris Heller for providing this wonderful background music you're going to hear today. They are free. Harris Heller creates free albums and libraries of music that are DMCA free, so you can use them for your Twitch streams or your YouTube content for absolutely free. And all you got to do is follow him on Spotify, I guess. Make sure you're supporting him in some way. Give him a shout.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what
If you're
we're doing
ever
here.
using anybody's shit, you should probably shout them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're using it without their permission. So thank you to Harris Heller and Stream Beats for the music. And also, Donald, do you want to give the people a little bit of a vamp about W.GG?
Sure. W.GG, motherfuckers. Let's get in this bitch. It's got 160 milligrams of caffeine for your freaking bloodstream to be pumping. Do a couple hundred reps on that bitch, and you got a swole pump. All right. Now, but hey, how about 100 reps of freaking finger movement? Because it's gaming fuel, baby. Woo!
I thought I was going somewhere else.
About 100 reps of finger movement.
Ladies, I'm kidding. If anything, I've actually been playing a new game. I don't know if you guys know this, but a Crab's Treasure is my new obsession, and I've been playing that. And W has been a fantastic gaming fuel to be able to keep me going for hours. It is lovely. It is beautiful. If you want to get on this, use our code ANIPOD. That's ANI pod at W.GG to get 15% off of your order. And I recommend getting the demo pack because it comes with a shaker and a few different samples, so you know exactly what you like and whether or not that you can take the ride, you know?
Yes.
Take a little try me before you
ride on the wild side, where you go
but
down
believe
that
me,
slide.
But believe me, you're gonna love it.
Yes. And with that, it gave me just enough time. Dippy, here's your start.
Thank you. So
It'll be in the mail and coming towards you in the next 2 weeks.
I was about to say it's gonna take longer than that, dude. I ordered a thing off of I pre-ordered a U2's, and it said that it shipped out.
Wait, a what?
U2's, the little vinyl figurines.
Not the band.
No, U2's, YOUTOOZ.
Okay.
You've never heard of this?
No.
I heard about this like from the moment that they were created. U2's is like this collectible site that allows you to buy collectibles, figurines, and plushies of your favorite YouTubers and content creators. And now
and
it
Carmen
seems
with
like,
tits.
I was about to say, it also seems to include just pop culture things nowadays too. So it's like
They got Tupac in this bitch.
That's what this little guy is. This is a little U2's. This is a little U2's of a YouTuber called Martin Cedo Pants. I love Martin Cedo Pants, and so I got his U2's, and it was cool. But I ordered one, and it said it shipped out on the 22nd, and I haven't heard anything since the 24th.
Ooh.
I'm a little upset, but it is USPS, so I don't expect to hear anything else for another like 3 months.
You're not gonna get much from out of them.
So, what were we talking about? Oh,
I don't know, but I'm gonna email them right now to see if we could be a part of this.
Oh my god, that would be great, wouldn't it? Holy shit, that would be kind of cool, actually. I
just make a 3-headed chimera of us.
Oh my god.
Do the art. Make the art, right?
All
right, we're a 3-headed chimera. We all have a different breath weapon. What is your elements?
I vomit barbecue sauce all over people.
Okay, Donna, what do you got?
Sauce on my taters. I'm gonna. I was gonna say shadow breath, but fuck, man.
I just spew out pure sausage gravy. Just
no, yours is...
Oh my god. Wow.
I was gonna say hate, but okay.
Just hatred.
My element is hatred. Oh my god.
I got barbecue sauce on my shirt, sausage gravy in my hair, and god damn it, do I want a divorce now?
Barbecue sauce, gravy, and divorce. The 3 heads of the Dapper D. No, that's not happening. Oh my god.
I think we just blew our chances, guys.
Yeah, I think we're out of it now. So, now I think with all that hullabaloo, hullabaloo out of the way. Oh yeah, what? Do you want to do that first or do that like closer to the end before the recurring segments?
I don't know.
We should have discussed this.
You would, Dadley. You would rather not.
We didn't talk to Dono about this at all.
Oh yeah. So Dono,
it's okay.
Remember the last time that we were supposed to do like a Dapper discussion or something of that nature? You were not here, and it was the anniversary episode, or you were not going to be here around the time of the anniversary episode, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we did some tier lists. Well, I had a tier list because it was going to be like the anniversary, and then it pivoted. I created a tier list of the season 2 episodes of the Dapper Ds, just like we did for the season 1 episodes at the beginning of season 2. And I have it, and we haven't done anything with it yet, and I want to use it at least before we get like really deep into season 3. So this is episode 103. It's not too far off.
So let's do it.
So let's do it. You again, we can either do it now or we can wait to do it like closer to the end before the recurring segments.
Sadly, I'm sorry, but your tea looks like a greasy nut.
Oh my god, yeah. So
picture of his tea. He's made tea, and he was telling me about this before you got in the call, Dono. He made tea, and it was supposed to have like milk in it because the person recommended that it have milk. And it just looks bad. I don't know what happened.
I ended up making new tea. The milk like instantly curdled. I just made new tea, and I want to stress this tea is phenomenal. This is a loose leaf peach lemonade, like dry herbed tea.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is so fucking good. I love it.
Pretty good. But with all that said,
let's rank some Dapper D's episodes.
Let's get right back into ranking Dapper D's episodes. And
yes, I know my tea look like pepperonis.
Look like pepperoni. That's so bad. All right. Crap, I just realized I need to move this over here like that.
For context, I need everyone to know that this is not something I enjoy. I do projects and I move on. Dippy then proceeded to give me a pep talk about how I should be like a little more mindful of what I do and like, you know, take pride in this, and it helps me grow and whatnot. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna try my best to be like, yes, we did that. It was great, and I want to talk about it. I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna put my best foot forward. I'm gonna put in some effort.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want that known.
So first and foremost, an AI wrote this dungeon.
Fucking duller.
That is my favorite fucking
that was
episode.
Good setup, good payoff. Now
this is the dappest, right? This is like this. Not to
it's
toot
the
my
most
horn.
viewed episode.
Yes.
It's the most viewed episode of the Dapper Ds on the YouTube channel. Period. Like
it's our third highest.
Of all the videos on the channel, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's up there.
Yeah.
It really looked into what AI can do and what it can't do. Like it.
Yeah.
This is, in my own opinion, and I spent the last episode talking about art and whatnot, or maybe it was a couple episodes ago. This is the only episode I have ever like pitched that I ran that feels like art to me. Something about this feels like art.
It
Whatever
kind of
definition you have.
is.
Yeah.
It kind of
So.
is. It's just one of those things that you think about. How did we get here? And when you actually watch it, that is how we got there.
Yes.
Like it's something about AI writing "the watering can does nothing" that you love so much, that I also love so much.
I also love that it tried giving me riddles that rhymed that were unsolvable. Like I had to start this by saying like, hey, you can kind of video game soft lock yourselves in this section.
If you're
like,
not careful. I love AI Dungeon. I still want to go back and play Dostoevsky again. I love Dostoevsky, the character I made for it, and that would be such a fun setting to revisit if we went back to a different AI chat model. Like we used ChatGPT for this one. We could use like not a Dolly model, but we could use a different.
Well, no, I have thought about using Copilot and like putting
Microsoft
in
Copilot, yes.
Putting in like, give me the entrance to the dungeon. Now the next room, give me a room that would have puzzles in it, and then it giving me photos of the dungeon. Yeah, room by room.
That's something that's definitely a follow-up we could absolutely do.
I might start working on that this week, actually. Fuck it. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Dono, we played Board Button together one time when Dadley wasn't here, and it was an episode. It was an episode. I think if all three of us went back to Board Button, we could maybe do a little bit more with
Board Button. We got kind of into it.
It was like
there was a point in time I distinctly remember just being pissed at it, just being like, "What the fuck is this?"
And you were like, I don't know. There was something like you wanted it to be something different, but then when it turned out not to be that thing, you were upset. And it was just like, you felt like I was moving on too quickly, and I was like, "What are you talking about? This is Board Button.
We're supposed to be having fun."
This is Board Button. We have to see more of it. We need to go back to Board Button, but for now, I think it's dull. I think it's. And speaking of another Dippy and Dono episode,
dude, I fucking love that. It was so much fun.
Castle Crashers was fun. Castle Crashers was fun. I respectfully, Dono, don't see myself going back and playing more
Dippy.
Castle Crashers unless that we can play like a lot more of it in one episode.
Yeah.
Like if we have like a big time gap.
We could set aside a day to fucking play. I got time now.
Maybe we'll do more Castle Crashers. I'll put it in Dap in the middle for now.
Okay. But you gotta be like, it's our art, but you gotta actually like respect it. You can't be the worst about it.
We can be critical of it though.
We can be critical of it, yeah. And my critique of it is that Castle Crashers is very. It's a game that I've played and beaten, and like I don't remember too much of it. Like,
do you guys think that we get more like episode views when Murph is actually in the episode?
When
I don't know.
When Murph is in the because I'm like looking at this is like some of our most popular ones. Murph has been there.
Okay, I will throw it out there right now that as much as like I love you guys to pieces, me and Murph were like the OG. I want to make content with you, and I bounce off them so fucking much and easy that I wouldn't be surprised if episodes that Murph are in do better with how well like I've known them for years. They fit into any pod amazingly. Like. They don't want me to share when their birthday is, but I have it in my calendar.
It's like they're like our secret Dapper.
They kind of are, yeah.
So is Stealthy. Stealthy is also a secret
absolutely an honorary Dapper.
Not even a secret.
Yeah.
There's also Ace too.
A lot of people have been guests on the show, and a lot of time when people are guests, they knock it out of the park, man.
Oh absolutely. We haven't had a bad guest.
No, not yet.
We have not. Let's not jinx that.
We also have the Dapper Pendants Day double feature where we played the password game and also bracket fights. The only part of that episode I remember is getting so inordinately mad at the password game. Like, what were the bracket fights that we did? That was just like standard bracket fights. Like we looked at brackets that weren't like sports themed, right?
At all.
Yeah.
Like I know Pizza Toppings was somewhere in there, and Ham had like a Cinderella run down its bracket.
Won.
Yeah, like,
we like Ham.
Oh yeah, now I remember it.
I will, now that we are so far removed from it, I will totally say that every single time we have an episode that's like Dippy plays a game, we hang out and help Dippy play the game.
Yeah.
My goal is like, I'm going to be helpful. I want to see him win. We hit like 20 minutes into the password game and I'm like, I'm going to start being so fucking annoying and not helpful.
I was getting so inordinately pissed at the password game, being like, what the fuck? How do I even do this? Like, it's just...
It was the only time I ever was like, I'm secretly going to try to make Dippy lose this game.
Yeah,
like,
it's so bad.
For that, I want to put it in Dapper.
Yeah. Plus, Ham wins is an iconic moment.
Ham.
We like Ham as an iconic moment.
Yeah.
It's a sleeper iconic moment because I didn't remember it until I started talking about it again.
The Dapper DM round.
The Dapper DM roundtable.
That's like almost 2 years old, dude.
We did one this year.
We did. We did a follow up. Yeah, we did a second one. Can I say something?
What?
Yeah.
The original Dapper DM roundtable was a lot better than this one was.
Oh yeah.
Can I say something very egotistical?
What's that?
I think the original one was better because I pulled myself out of the equation. I was like, I'm not here as a DM. I am here to lead these people with questions. And I didn't do that the second time.
You were more comfortable being a host than being a participant.
I feel like it's important that we
see
when it comes to things like that, that we have a host. Because then it's
I
just a
see
bunch
that
of
in
fucking
you,
little cats running around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like I'm right there with you. The first one was better.
Yeah.
So, Dap?
I would even do gold.
Still,
but...
yeah.
Oh no, it has stealthy.
It has stealthy in it. Like, yeah, it was a Dap. Our most recent series, most recent game series, Dream Daddies, Part 1 and Part 2.
Dapper.
Which part had us freaking out over we could have fucked that one guy?
The first Part 1.
All right, that's Dappest.
Yeah,
that's Dappest.
It's definitely up there. And Part 2, we started feeling it out. Like, we haven't gone back to it since. It's going to be the next. I think it's going to be the next episode. No, the next episode is the anniversary episode.
Ooh.
The channel anniversary.
How many anniversaries do we have?
The Anipod channel anniversary. But I don't have anything marked specifically for it. I just have Anipod anniversary ?
I should plan something. I have the time to.
I have said it before. I've thrown this out as an idea, probably for like 3 years now. I have thrown this as a pitch. If you want me to run it so you can play Dono, doing oops, y'all fell into portals and everyone plays a different character from a Anipod game.
I absolutely.
You can play your character from Crossroads. Dippy could be Farron again or somebody else. Like, get a couple other players.
I absolutely positively
Sundial would be the most chaotic motherfucker.
You could be Sundial.
Sundial and Canna in the same campaign would be a little nuts. I'm just gonna point that out. Sundial and Farron in the same game, I can see. Like, I can actually, I can imagine that for some reason. Sundial and Canna, I cannot.
Hey, if you play Farron, are you gonna play Dad Farron? Or are you gonna play like?
Oh God, I would have to play Dad Farron, wouldn't I?
Would you?
I would have to.
It would be. I would kind of just let it be whatever you want. Of like the portal is coming from any time in the timeline.
I would be in the middle of writing my book, and I would be like, "What's going on?" Yeah. Like,
you'd be on one of your dad adventures with Merc.
I know. And Merc would be like gone, and Farron would be like, "No."
All right. What else do we got? Familiar problem.
Dono ran a familiar problem for us.
Yes.
And I was a miniature version of Canna.
Yes. I enjoyed it, though I needed to have like a little bit more prep to it. I tried to do it very randomly.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy
but
doing
I
it.
enjoyed playing it a lot.
Yes.
I loved that episode.
I love a familiar problem because it is very like, oh, you can have things planned out.
Reese's bird was so fun, and Dadley's bat is iconic as well.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was the bat.
Yeah.
I just sincerely could not remember for the life of me what I played in that. I was the bat that was a familiar that was bright pink, and I hid myself in charcoal the whole time.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so much fun. I put that in Dappist, if I'm being honest.
Oh my god, I'm gonna blush.
Oh, we have a trifecta. The first of actually a few trifectas here. We have fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball, fantasy hockey.
My issue is they're all like blurred together in my brain now. Like I can't like pinpoint certain moments besides.
I will say this now. Fantasy basketball was the worst one, and it goes in DAP because we had to re-record it.
Can I just say, fantasy hockey was the best. It fucking
was it?
Was fantasy hockey the best one?
Yes, because it got really out of hand. Because now we had the hurricanes going, and then I can't remember which was the one that beat it out.
Clarity, you like that episode more because of that?
Yeah, I think it was absurd and funny.
I like that episode a little less because of that.
Really?
I put it basketball, hockey, baseball in Dapper Dappist.
Hey,
that's my thoughts.
I can agree with that. Actually, I'd put hockey in Dappist. I found a tick on me, so I'll be right back.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Yeah, let's let Dadley take care of that. While
Dadley washes his balls.
Yeah, I was about to say. So I'll transition over here.
Hello.
Oh, come on. Zoom.
What?
Zoom. What are you doing? No. No break. I just need to reset Zoom.
There's a break screen for a reason.
Where's reset Zoom? There it is. Got it. There we go. There we are. We're back. All right. Sorry. So Dono.
Yes.
I got a call recently. And Dadley's back.
Hey, tell me about the call.
Okay.
What happened?
So we transitioned away from the tier list for a second because we didn't know how long you were going to be gone.
No, I'm back.
But we'll transition back to it after I tell a mini story. I got a call today from Moo TV Productions. I told you about them. We talked. And the woman on the phone, she asked me a little bit about my experience with camera. She asked me about my experience with LED. And I was like, and she explained like the LED panels, like the big panel sets. And I was like, I haven't had the chance to work with that yet, but I would like to. And we talked a little more. I talked a little bit more, and she was like, so we don't have any open positions at the moment, but you are on our list, and we will call you if we need you. And I was like,
yeah, that's a win.
So I'm in. So I'm on their radar, and I will hopefully be filming concerts in Nashville sometime in the future. Maybe not the near future, but the future. Yes. And I also got properly processed with my substitute teaching gig, meaning that for the end of the year, I have some substitute teaching jobs picked up.
Oh yeah.
And I even have a week lined up, all the way from Monday to Friday, that because of all the bonuses in the job, because of the school that I'm going to, the north or south location of it, and I'm doing a Monday and a Friday, I'm going to get $610 for that week.
Nice.
1 week, $610. I am so happy. I'm so happy that I got that processed and that I'm going to be able to do that next school year. Makes even more money.
Captain, my captain.
Yeah.
Aw.
But the
I
other
love that movie.
tiny thing about that before we transition back to the tier list is that one of those jobs that I picked up is some school's assistant principal called for a sub. And I accepted it. So with no prior experience, with no past credentials, I will be like the third most powerful person in that school for one day.
Yes.
Just means that you're going to be this.
I'm going to walk in, I'm going to be like, all right, listen up. All the kids are going to get their lunch double period today. and recess. I think it's middle school.
Honestly, I think the like
middle school has recess still.
You said vice principal, right?
Assistant principal, yeah.
Assistant principal. Literally, that's got to be like the easiest job ever.
I imagine it could be.
Like
I will.
It would have to be
actually.
like.
I've never said what district I work in. I will say, for my experience, my assistant principals do extremely more work than the principal of the school.
Really?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Well, one way or another, let's transition back to.
Oh wait, I had just on the tick thing very quick.
Uh-huh.
The town that I live in, East Lyme, is named that because of Lyme disease. Ticks are like extremely prominent through here.
Oh
like,
my god.
So it is. I don't know. I just saw like Dippy's face, especially drop. Like I get ticks on me all the time. Like it's
God.
not. I have Lyme disease. Like I.
What?
Yeah.
You're just like.
It's not fatal. Like.
I mean, okay. My god. Huh. I've been misled about Lyme disease for a long time then, apparently.
No, I mean, it leads to joint pain and shit.
2-year anniversary Infinite Craft. I loved playing Infinite Craft, and we have not gone back to it. Like,
I say this with so much love in my heart, Dippy. The best thing I could say about that episode was it was so much more fun watching you than watching Infinite Craft. You honed in. Like, there was a solid 20 minutes. I'm like, I think Dippy forgot there are other people on here.
Yeah,
like,
I will admit that might have been a little part of it too. I enjoyed playing it for you guys, I guess would be the way to put it now.
yes.
But it's definitely, it's not Dappest. I would call it Dapper. Like, we don't need to go back to Infinite Craft is what I'm saying.
We don't. We do not. Granted, on my personal Infinite Craft, I got hentai and I was not ready for it.
It tracks though. It tracks.
It tracks.
I reset my like craft progress all the way back to the beginning just to try to get the Tennessee Titans, and ended up going down a rabbit hole where I ended up with so many infinitely large numbers as options because it was just combining numbers on numbers on numbers, and I was just like, this is just garbage. This is such bullshit. I'm never gonna get anywhere like this. And I haven't been back to Infinite Craft myself since then. Yeah.
Okay. We got the big one.
Can we ace the impossible quiz?
This episode.
Ah.
Have you beaten it on stream?
I have not beaten it on stream.
Is it bad that I want to do it like right now? Be like,
I would have to find the episode. I would have to find the website where I found it. I think it was Unblocked Games.
We don't know. We don't have to do this right now.
Don't look at that tab.
We're not doing this now.
What was that? Huh?
Nothing.
Dono, how do you feel about the Impossible Quiz episode? It's the maddest I've ever seen Dippy.
I do love it when Dippy gets mad.
Thanks,
Dono. Look, Dippy, I love Dippy getting mad for a bit. Dippy, you are very good at like, I am big, I am yelling, and this is not important. And like, you're good at it for a bit. And then something switched in that episode, and I'm like, oh, Dippy's gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah. There was a point. I think I know the point you're talking about too, where we got to the impossible questions like at the end, like and to the one that ended the episode multiple times, the road. Not knowing at the time whether it was me fucking up or the website fucking up made me so fucking angry. It made me inordinately angry.
Yeah.
So
and like, I hope this isn't oversharing too much. I ended up staying on the call with you for like 20 minutes being like, I need to make sure this man calms down. Like,
I was fine. I was fine. It was literally just
I'm fine.
My worst. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a Dapper episode, maybe top of Dapper.
Yes.
But not Dappest. It just falls short of Dappest because we didn't beat it in that episode. But yeah, I will just say one of my worst pet peeves is when someone or something is a waste of my time. When I have spent so long committed to something and I gained literally nothing from it, Not the satisfaction of completing something, not the progress of making a video that crashed out or something. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah,
Right. Who is playing with foam?
That episode ended up being a waste of. Oh,
yes, I can hear that.
Oh, you never shared the music.
Oh crap!
He did, and then he stopped sharing.
And then I stopped sharing, and I need to reshare it again. Then I guess. Hold on. Share sound. Woohoo! There we go.
3 Anipod Jeopardy episodes this
You
year?
You did. In that time period, you did 3 Any-Game Jeopardies, yes.
Wow.
Yes. All of them Dappest.
So first...
Are they?
First
Yes.
one, we were learning what it was. It turned out amazing. It was Dappest. Second one, a little bit more of the same. Kind of the same cast. It was okay, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Dapper. Third episode, changed the formula, team game, back to Dappest. Like, that's how I would rank them. Because the third game was so good as well.
Yeah.
And, like, our guests getting, like, answers, like, having not seen the format or known the format, our guests getting answers, too, was really good.
It was great. It was fucking awesome.
I loved that. Dapper Ween, Kids on Brooms.
Fucking loved it.
I loved us running Kids on Brooms.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
It was you running it with me, Chaos, Lost Chaos, and Stealthy Chaos.
Oh, the ghost. The ghost. This is,
oh
my God. This is sincerely my favorite thing I've ever ran on the channel.
Wait, was I
if
not
I'm
in
being
this episode?
honest.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, you were not in this episode, bud.
No, you were not in that episode.
Then,
no.
Okay.
This is genuine my favorite thing I've ever run on the channel.
And it belongs in Dappest. It absolutely belongs in Dappest because I loved playing in it.
It is something I want to like write out as a module because of how open it is. It is like literally there was something so much fun about like I just made mini quests in every room of this castle. Do what you want. Just figure that out.
Yeah,
like,
it was fun. It was like open world.
Yeah.
Dippy plays Builder's Journey.
This is the first duller.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not duller.
No, but here's why. I'm willing to agree with you and put it here. Number one, it's just me. There is no chemistry between any of the other Dapper Ds because it's just me. It's only a Dapper D's episode and not something I put on my channel because of like the circumstances around the episode. I was like,
and the timing.
Yeah, because Dadley was like, oh, I'm not feeling too good, and Donna was like, I'm not gonna be available, and I was like, I'll be available, and I really wanted to do Dapper D's today. Let me just do a game. And 2, I didn't realize I was going to beat the game in 1 episode. I went into it fully anticipating like, okay, this is something I can do a couple of times, you know, maybe I can do it a couple of times and I'll be able to come back to it. And then I beat it and I was like, oh, well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. And I was just like, it's what I learned from that episode is that I need, for the Dapper D's at least, I need one of you two here for it to truly be a Dapper D's episode.
That is fair. That is fair.
It's same thing with the fucking season 1 eating a 0 bar. Like, that was barely a Dapper D's episode. That was barely a Dapper D's episode.
We say that, but we put out lunch.
Yeah.
Is lunch on this or no?
Lunch is not on this.
Three.
That was the beginning of season 3. No.
Oh, it was? Okay. That was our opener?
Yeah.
It was one of our openers, yeah.
What is this one?
New Year peer review.
I want to put this in dollars because of how bad I'm doing on my New Year's resolution.
No.
Dippy is doing great.
The rank of the episode itself does not dependent upon how well you're doing your resolution. It's like we put it forward. We presented it really well, I think.
To be fair,
Dap,
I think it's a great episode and it's something I wouldn't mind doing every year.
Like top of Dap. It is definitely a recurring episode. It could be improved upon, but I mean,
I think that was the premise of the episode.
Yeah.
Was to be improved upon.
That's fair. Yes.
One of my personal favorites.
Same. Absolutely same.
Obra the captain did it.
Honestly, I fucking trauma memory lost that one. Okay.
Yeah, no,
you weren't there for that
the
one.
original Obra yes, I completely forgot about one of the big things that happened in Obra. So Dono is permanently trauma averse to the game, The Return of the Obra. But when me and Dadley went back and played for the final achievement I needed on my save file, which is the captain did it, it was so goddamn fun. It was so fun.
It's technically 2 achievements of we turn it in with everybody wrong.
Yeah.
And then, the captain did it, which is making the captain do
blame
all
the captain,
the things.
Blame the captain for every single death.
It was so much fun.
Or the other achievement was leave the boat without solving the mystery. Was one of the
that's
achievements.
what it was. Yeah. So you
just open up the game, leave the boat,
Coming up with all the different ways the captain killed people was it's just so good.
It was
the captain spawned
so good.
Tentacle arms and
I love that episode.
We made him
I
pull
need
the
to
trigger, you know?
Yeah.
Obra
I tried.
One of those games. Obra is one of those games that I go back and sometimes I just watch bits and pieces of the Obra series because I loved playing that game. And I wish that I could forget it faster so I could play it again. Good times.
All right.
Smash or Pass Animal Crossing Villagers was the very beginning. And this was part 2, I believe, because we did part 1 at the end of season 1, and then season 2 started with part 2, and it was good.
I'm gonna say Dapper.
Yeah, definitely middle of Dapper, because at that point we realized we are taking so much more nuance with Animal Crossing Villagers, even though there are so much fewer Animal Crossing Villagers than there were Pokemon.
We do need to do Digimon.
Do we? Is that actually what you want to do? Because I'm down. I'm fucking down.
Listen, I want to fuck a machine gun. Dippy obviously does.
3,000 Digimon though. There's so many. Oh god, Donald's gonna look it up. So
Digimon.
So why not take the nuanced approach of Smash Pass Animal Crossing and the quantity approach of Smash Pass Pokemon?
1,490 Digimon.
Okay, that's still quite a bit.
That's not bad.
We can do it.
It's comparable to Pokemon, though. We could absolutely do it.
Yeah.
So why not take the quantity approach of Pokemon and the nuanced approach of Villagers and put it in Dapper D's Monster Manual, Smash Pass Monster Manual? Of the Smasher Passes we've done, Monster Manual is my favorite. Absolutely.
I mean, Pokemon is my favorite, but
Pokemon is up there because it was the first one, But Monster Manual is my personal favorite Smasher Pass that we've done.
Yeah.
The Dapper D's play Pico Park.
I want to do it again. I want to do it again. Something in me wants to play it again.
We absolutely can, but for an episode. No.
Oh, I thought it was a good episode.
No, it was a good episode,
Pico
but it was
Park
also
fucking fun.
Pico Park was fun. It was a good episode. I was getting a little pissed. I was getting a little pissed after a while because I was like, there is no way that we're gonna fail this many times and seemingly not learn from it. And I was just like, I do like this episode because it's
like
the first. It's a Dapper for sure, middle of Dapper, right below Animal Crossing Villagers. One of my favorite concepts, but it was not performed as well as it maybe could have been. We name every Pokemon or we die. One of my favorite titles too, one of the best titles of a Dapper D's episode. We name every Pokemon or we die. I think We Name Every Pokemon or We Die was a decent episode.
It was dab.
We got a little stuck.
It was fun.
Yeah, we got a little stuck. And
once we got past 3rd gen, it was a problem for me.
Yeah, it was more like, oh god, we really don't know a lot past 3rd gen.
It's because we're millennials, but
So we have.
I'm Gen Z.
You're Gen Z?
So
me and Dippy are Gen Z.
So
What?
we have two
I don't know what
different
I am.
episodes. Two different episodes where Dadley and Dono play Pokemon Showdown.
This happened twice?
It happened twice.
We let
It
this
was-
happen again?
So
Yeah.
one of them was y'all decided to play Pokemon Showdown while my power grid was cut out. That
Yes.
was pre-Wikipedia speedruns, but we'll talk about Wikipedia speedruns in a minute.
Yes.
So oh, I just noticed that I crossed the S off in the
Yeah.
episode
Yes.
of Lego Builder, so it was just the Dapper D. I forgot about that. But I don't know. I have no room to speak on either episode of you two playing Pokemon Showdown.
They're both shit. They're both dull.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, they're both
literally
bad.
did, like, we barely fucking talked, Darren.
I tried.
We tried.
Dono, you get so honed. Dono turns into like a savant. He's like, okay, Dono, I say I'm gonna rib on you, and this was so much
Go
love.
for it.
Dono turns into a savant of like, I need to be 6 moves ahead. I need to understand this play, and he could do that, and oh, I lost again already. Wait, what?
I'm like, you guys know that episode of Yu-Gi-Oh where he plays Dungeon Dice Monsters? I'm like
Yes!
that, but bad at it.
Oh my god.
Like,
That
you
being
don't watch
said-
me play video games because I'm good at it.
That being said, I still think like a round robin or an episode of you two on a team going against me would be a good idea.
Maybe. I would have to learn Pokemon Showdown first.
What if we did? It's just fucking Pokemon
Lord.
games. It's just the Pokemon battle games.
Dippy, are we gonna fight over this? Are we gonna fight over the road trip games?
Why? What's your stance on it?
My stance is we came into this with zero plan, zero idea, and knocked it out of the fucking park. We killed it.
Okay.
I
yes.
don't remember this.
But
You
I
weren't
am-
a part of this, Dono.
Okay.
I am trauma averse to this episode specifically because we tried to make it work for like 3 hours and my internet interfered so badly. I honestly, this is an episode that I want to throw for the same reason that you put 18XX in dull on season 1. I want to put this in dull because we can do it so much better when my internet
Yes.
is not fucking up.
That is a very good
I
idea. Yes.
loved playing road trip games with you, Dadley, but we need to do it when my internet is not fucking up. Like,
Yes.
I want this to be one of the next episodes because I want to do this again with good internet.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
And Dono, you would absolutely be allowed to jump in with us too.
Yeah,
I don't
no, I want
want
Dono
to.
here for it. Why not? What?
What? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I don't
Why
want to
would
be
you
in
do
a car
that?
with you smelly asshole.
And then so we
You look
did
like you sweat a lot.
the Jeopardy trifecta. We did the oh god, there was another trifecta that I just mentioned. The fantasy sports trifecta.
Yes.
Our final trifecta here, the Saving Cats episodes that we've done so far.
Dude,
Yeah.
Saving Cats Superheroes, Saving Cats Monster in the House, and Saving Cats Saving Christmas. Superhero, we were feeling out the concept. It was
Yeah.
Dap.
Yes.
Dapper.
It was Dap.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh,
Maybe
I would
top
even
of
put it
Dap.
in Dapper.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
top
Dapper?
of Dap's fine.
Top
I
of
would
Dap.
do
Bottom of
Dapper.
Dapper. Bottom of Dapper.
Bottom of Dapper.
Bottom of
Yeah.
Dapper, sure. Monster in the House, one of the best episodes we ever did.
Fucking yeah.
Yes.
I
Literally my favorite.
fucking loved us workshopping that movie so much that that's a movie that I want us to all participate in making whenever
Yes.
I get to that point of like, hey, I'm a successful filmmaker now. I want to make
I've been
this.
sitting on this idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I've got I've got
then-
millions of dollars. I'm gonna fucking make this.
Saving
Yes.
Cats Saving Christmas is kind of back to
I-
the same level as like Saving Cats Superhero for me.
Yeah, I'd put Saving Christmas in Dap personally.
Yeah, Saving
I
Christmas.
cannot remember what it was.
So we tried to do a version of A Christmas Carol
Oh,
where
yes.
Scrooge's
Where it's like the next
grandson
yeah. I put that.
works too hard and
Yeah.
to be a good person, and it's like, this is what's gonna happen if you continue to wear yourself thin.
we lost
version
the
of-
thread on that episode
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah.
And also it took us forever to find it. Like it was
Yeah. I still like the concept we came up with. I like what we ended up with, but
Yeah.
It could have.
it's
it
a little
needed more
bit
work.
it's a little bit subpar because of that alone.
It needed more work to it.
Then we have the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey, Donna, while we talk about Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, could you do your Tails voice?
Oh my, I fucking can't.
Hi, Sonic.
Oh my god, why did you make Tails a femboy? Why?
Dude, honestly, that's what Tails sounds like. It's very femmy.
I mean,
all right, Sonic, let's go.
Oh my god, it's gonna move lower if you keep doing
You know what
that.
I love is that my son does ABC Mouse. The person that does the male, like the boy voice,
Yes.
is Tails, and I'm like,
Yes,
fuck
it is.
yeah.
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 I would put both of these in Dapper personally.
Yeah,
I think this
I
was
love
a
it.
great
will not,
series.
I will
it was,
not disagree with you.
it was so
Why is
much
Donald
fun.
fading out in the background?
Because I wasn't there for
Oh,
the
you
second
weren't there
part.
for the second episode. That's right.
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
ended
that.
up missing out because
Maybe
I can't
for
remember what.
Then that levels it out, because I was going to say the second part is where we learn the mystery. We solve it and we actually finish the game.
Yeah.
And it was better for that, but we didn't have Donna with us, so that's why it was
Yes.
not as good.
I think I was like not able to because of work or something like that.
I don't
yeah,
remember.
It was something
Yeah.
like that.
I literally cannot remember, but like I was upset. That I
So they
missed it.
can sit at the same level, like
Yeah.
above Saving Cats. Episode 2 goes like here. Okay, so Tears and Fears. We did Tier Maker and bracket fights, and this was the prototype of fantasy sports, because we did a couple of tier lists, but then we did fantasy football in that episode,
Yes.
which I want to go back and do a standalone episode redoing fantasy football with all three of us.
I am so down for that. Yeah.
We need to do that, especially because of how much more I'm getting into sports again. Fantasy football, like, was so fun to do when it
Yes.
was just me and you, Deadly, and with me, you, and Dono, it'll be fantastic.
I'm here for that. I put
That
this one
being
in
said,
Dapper
the
as well.
episode, the episode can be like low Dapper, like
Yeah, I'm here for
yeah.
that.
Dapper Ween spooky tier lists was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Did we do like
We did scary Pokemon.
Oh, we did Halloween costumes.
Yeah, we did Halloween costumes, scary Pokemon, or ghost type Pokemon, I think was the list.
Oh no,
horror
it was
movies,
specifically scary. Yeah.
Horror movies and
yes.
horror video games?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah.
It was a good lineup. One of the least memorable tier list episodes,
Yeah.
just because of, like, I don't know. There was something about it.
I would put this in dull, if I'm being honest. Like in my brain, I'm like, I don't have a single standout moment from this.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't either.
Same.
Like, it's one of those ones, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The first episode of Writer's Block.
Oh, this is Dappest.
I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Let me
Thank
put it
you.
in Dappest before I get into this.
Okay.
I was unsure stepping into this how this was gonna go, and then it turned out so well because of Dono's world building, like building off of us fucking with him. Like that was the onus that I needed to make this episode work, and I'm so glad that it worked because of that. Like, I'm ready to do more Writer's Block because of that.
Absolutely.
And I have the episode list lined up where we're gonna do a couple of more Writer's Blocks this year, but we're gonna do those formulaic episodes less so that we can do more creative ones. Wikipedia speedruns. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of had a really forceful hand in this one because I was so upset about my power grid getting knocked out and then like coming back online and then coming on and like, all right, we're doing the episode, right? We're doing it. And y'all were like, sure, yeah, let's do it. Wikipedia speedruns.
Probably Dap.
Yeah. I would even put it top of Dull.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't a terrible episode, but it was definitely, I enjoyed it less because of the attitude I took into
We
it.
learned some fun things though.
It was
Yeah.
fun. Bottom of Dap. I'll put it bottom of Dap.
The Witch is Dead. Dappest.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Dappest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dappest.
Dappest.
Fucking fantastic.
The
I love
Witch-
being that.
Dapper Ween, the Witch is Dead.
Yeah.
I loved being the
I-
cat.
The first tabletop system I ran on Dapper D's. Like,
Yeah.
I have not run
Yes.
a tabletop system for Dapper D's. Dadley's done a bunch. Dono's done a couple. I hadn't done any until I did that episode of The Witch is Dead, and I am very happy with how that turned out.
Did you wanted the copy of A Familiar Problem, didn't you?
I mean, yeah, if you have
Can't
one,
remember.
I would love
I can shoot you
Get
the
ready
picture
for
of it.
more because I have the Avatar tabletop books now.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I bought it with the bundle. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
I bought-
the bundle came with a shit ton, and I'm still going through it.
Really?
How, like, oh my god, it came with a massive archive of like tabletops. Yeah.
And then
I need to give all my tabletops to AnyPod's like actual email, so we can use them. Because I got a bunch of. I did a humble bundle.
the
bundle, and
final,
it's like a
the
bunch of D&D stuff in it.
Yeah, we need to do something with that. And then the final one for the list. Great thumbnail, great concept, great title. I remember so little about this. Dapper
I
D's
remember
chill would you
nothing.
rathers. We just started asking each other would you rather questions, like,
That's what the whole episode was?
yeah, and we didn't pull them off of a Reddit or anything. We were just coming up with them. We were just like, these are would you rathers that I remember asking people growing up, and like,
That's a bad episode idea.
it wasn't a bad
wasn't,
idea. It wasn't a bad idea. It was just kind of like less memorable. I don't know. I love the thumbnail. I love the title. I love the concept. The episode itself was not that great. I think maybe dull.
In practice,
The
it was
thumbnail
bad.
keeps it out of duller for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Just
there
would you rather
have
me
it.
or Dadley?
Yeah.
Answer the
Yeah.
question, Dippy. Now.
Yeah,
Answer it.
chat. Oh,
Oh,
Dippy.
fuck.
Shit.
Oh fuck. I mean, moving on.
We all know I'm the best. Okay. Kidding. No.
So here you have
All right, that was nice. I'm kidding.
the Dapper season
Dude,
2.
it's,
the Dapper
it's
D
fine.
season
I have
2
terrible
Dapper
self-esteem
tier
to begin
list.
with. You're not going to lower it anymore.
Shut up. All right. I'm gonna say
Sadly,
this.
with all due respect, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. With all the love in my heart, shut your yowling screamer.
Hey, look, our old logos.
Hey, look. Where
Our
the fuck
old
did I
logo.
put
Oh, yeah. I
these?
just sent a.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I was just talking to Dippy about how I wanted to delete things from my folder, and he's like, "Well, send them to me first. So they're not lost." So
There we go. Alrighty. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Transition us back over to the cam. There we are. All right. Now that that's all settled and done, we can actually get into like a proper Dapper Discussion episode now.
Yay. We're like
That
almost
took
an hour
so
in.
long. Yeah, we are an hour in, actually. We are exactly an
We
hour
started
in if you
talking.
count the intro.
Mhm.
So, how's everything been lately?
I need a fucking new
I'm
game.
gonna go grab a drink. Y'all kick us off.
Dude, I've been playing. So for the longest time, I didn't like not Souls games, Dark Souls
Yeah.
games, just
Yeah.
because like it's always had the stigma of like this shit's hard. It is, and I don't like games where it's like purposely hard. But I also realized that I don't like games that look dreadful, like in dark. Like if I'm gonna have a game, my brain kind of changed in the thought process of just like, because I got a Crab's Adventure or a Crab's Treasure, which
Yes.
is phenomenal, and I realized that like, oh, this is about the same like this is kind of like on the same level as not playing like Mario Galaxy or
yes.
anything like that. And then it's described as a Souls game, which means it just has the premise of basically every time that you go to save or you go to heal up or something like that, everything spawns back.
Yes.
Which is great for like farming XP and whatnot. And you learn what monsters are not like hard to fight, but give you the most XP and shit like that. And there's always this one monster that's like really fucking hard to fight and gives you barely any XP for the amount of shit that you have to deal with, which I've met one already. But it's a fucking blast. I love it. And I'm just like, oh, that's what Souls games are. It's just literally old school like rules of just like shit's hard, but it's still fun. Like I love old Mario and shit. And it's just like you only have so much health that you can get hit by, and then you have to do all these extreme things and make sure that you stay within that health pool, but then you also have ways to like heal up. That's the same thing with Souls games. It's just it has a deeper story to it. It's not usually they're very dark, but
Yes.
they like and then there's constantly enemies everywhere, and
Yep.
it's platforming and moving around, and not like some of the fights are just like, I shouldn't be fighting this enemy on this tiny little fucking thing, but you know what, push that bitch off. Like, I love that you can push enemies off. And one of the things that you have to learn about Souls games, and I'm glad that like my buddy, when he was alive, he taught me, is like some of the times you just run past the enemies in the level. Like, that is the secret to getting to the next spot, is just
Yes.
do not fight everybody, just move forward. And until you learn the level that way, it's not like, it's hard until you learn where you can just run past and get through, because you're like face to face with almost every single one of these enemies until you're just like, oh, I can just run past and get to this point, which I just had to do on a level that I was doing. So long story short, fucking buy a Crab's Treasure. It's fantastic. I'm only like the first like 2 parts in, and I've beaten my 3rd big boss in it. Yeah, it's great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Donald has learned the magic of Souls games, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Souls-likes.
and it's also a good thing because like I'm playing video games again. I don't usually get to play video games very often. So I literally sat down and I was just like, all right, you're playing fucking games, dude. You're stressed out. Like, play some fucking games. Not giving you time. And now I'm like, all right. Feels good.
Indeed.
Yes. All right. How about you guys? You play anything good recently?
I'm just back on my War Thunder grind. War Thunder is like all consuming if you let it, and I'm letting it. And it's just too much.
Jesus.
I'm actually in a very similar spot of I'm back in my trying to 100% Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh
Really?
my god.
I 100% in Breath of the Wild.
Okay, yeah, you talk about that for a second, and then I have a couple games of I need to talk about
honestly
100%.
have not seen any gameplay from Tears of the Kingdom. Like,
Really?
there are
I mean, it used to be massive.
I know, but
It's
like,
been out for a bit now.
I know.
I was about to say it's been, how long has that been out for now? Like 2 years?
There
1
are
year?
games that if I know I want to play them, I will try my hardest to fucking avoid content on it.
Yeah, May 2023. So just about a year.
Wow. Oh my god.
Like a Crab's Treasure, I have tried. Like, I've just seen what the promoters have. I am not watching
Yep.
people's fucking streams.
Right.
I do not want to know the story ahead of time.
Of
I want to
course.
sit down and enjoy it. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
See, I'm not a Nintendo gamer anymore, so Tears of the Kingdom was just like it was
very
like
much am.
it was like I'm sitting here and it just passed by like right behind me, and I watched it go, and I just went back to what I was doing. Like
Yeah. It also was like, I don't know, for me, I was kind of like debating on whether or not I wanted to get it, but it's like I still haven't played Breath of the Wild, and I want to play that more than I want to play Tears of the Kingdom, and it's
Fair.
like kind of need to. But I've
Yes.
watched Breath of the Wild, not playthroughs all the way through, but it's
I
also
played a tiny bit, like even the tiniest bit of Breath of the Wild. Could not get into it, unfortunately.
I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan.
yeah.
So
I
I'm a
love
big I mean, I've gone off now how much I like Nintendo games. Like,
Yeah, of course.
but oh god, like I love the old school freaking Ocarina of Time, Majora's
Yes.
Mask kind of shit.
Mhm.
And it's great. I love like the Mario. I love not like, no matter how much glitches are in Sonic games, I fucking love them to death.
I miss Sonic games. They haven't came out with a good one in a
They
while.
just like they came out with Sonic Frontier like almost 2-3 years ago.
It's
or
not
whatever.
good.
It's good for a Sonic
Frontier?
game. Yeah.
For a Sonic game, yeah, it needs to be the qualifier there.
Yeah, for a
Yeah.
Sonic game, it is good. It is. You have to be on like a certain level of like processing speed within your brain, or ADHD,
Yes.
that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
handle a Sonic game, because it is built to be fast acting. Like, you have to be quick on your switches and shit like that. And the controls are always going to be a little janky, because like they have, like, you are controlling this character that is going so fast, and you only have so much space, and you have to stay in this area. And yes, it's hard, and it's like the processing speed sucks. So, but I really enjoyed it because of like, I played Sonic Frontier for a while, and I loved that you can get on massive enemies and fight them, and like had
Yes.
these colossal fights.
Oh, I mixed up. Sonic Frontiers. I was thinking of Forces. Frontiers was good.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Frontiers was very
Yeah.
fun. Oh yeah, Frontiers was like an open world game and shit.
Oh yeah, it was open-ish world. Like it had
Yes.
areas, and it was like floating islands and shit like that. But you could go
Yeah.
anywhere on it and experiment with these different things, and you had to unlock these different areas. And like, I wish I had more time when I was playing it to play it, because then I would
Yeah.
have gotten more into it.
This is the
but
part of the
it's
show that Dippy
massive.
doesn't contribute because he never played a Sonic game. Dear viewers.
You never played a Sonic game?
You've never played a Sonic game? Not even like a side-scroller Sonic game?
Nope.
Well, no. Caught Dippy in a lie. You figured out who murdered him.
Okay. Okay. If you're gonna
Goddamn fucking right.
Nope. All right. So anyway. But yeah.
God. All right.
I recently re-downloaded a couple of games, only to 100% them. It took me a solid like 30 hours worth of FTL Faster Than Light before I could finally say I 100% beat that game, like with all the achievements in it. And FTL is one of those games that I would love for us to play as an episode,
Yes.
because it's one of those single player games that can be made into a multiplayer experience because of what it is. I won't fully get into it, but the main goal is you're trying to defeat the you take control of a spaceship, and your main goal is to blow up the rebel flagship in the final sector to win the game. And it's a roguelike where you go through and you get like weapons and scrap, and you go through events and you get crew and other stuff like that. Fun ass game. One of the hardest fucking games that I've ever had to try to beat of my own volition, which is the final achievement I needed to 100% it, was beat the Federation flagship on normal. Not even on hard, on normal, and it was tearing my balls off. Like, it was so hard to do.
Oh,
I was dedicating so much time to it, and I finally did it, and I was very happy.
on the like difficulty levels, freaking Crab's Adventure starts you out at hard. Like
Wow.
Crab's Treasure. So I'm playing it on hard because I haven't changed any of the settings. You
Damn.
can make it easier on yourself, but it's still like, it's good. Like it's like, so it's Souls-like, as in you fucking lose all your progress if you die, but
Of
you can
course.
pick that back up. But you have to get back to the spot where you dropped it,
Yeah.
Yes.
which means that you have to go through all the shit you just went through because everything's back.
Minecraft rules.
Yeah.
Is
Minecraft
Minecraft a
also-
Souls-like? is my... Did I just put that together in my head?
Technically, Minecraft is a little harder because your shit disappears after a time.
That's
That
also
is
fair. Yeah.
Minecraft is
There's-
harder than Dark Souls confirmed.
Granted, in Souls games, if you die a second time before picking up your shit, you lose everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is the
But in
fucking
survival
worst.
mode,
But in survival mode, Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's it. You're
That's
done.
it. You're done. Yeah. Anyway, hardcore rather. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hardcore, yeah. So Dippy,
and
We should play Minecraft sometime.
I want to so bad.
Dippy's like, no. Please
I
don't.
want to so bad.
We gotta do like a Minecraft survival, and we gotta have like some basic things that we have to create.
how would we set this up? How would
What do you
we
mean?
How would we make it so that you can see any one of our three perspectives at any given time? Because
We don't have
otherwise, it's
to.
one perspective. It is
That's fine.
what you.
Fine.
So we three just commentate over one of us playing survival Minecraft.
Well, no, just chat only sees one of us, but we just have a server.
Yeah,
We just do it ourselves. I don't know. Is that hard?
we can have Ace come in too. They have their own. They have a server.
That's what.
Can't you
that's
just
what
do
I'm
it on
saying
Bedrock?
Is how many people are we involving in this? If it's just gonna be, if the stream is only gonna see one of our
Dippy.
perspectives,
You know what, Dippy? You don't have to be a part of it.
kick me out of the idea because I'm criticizing it too much.
Listen,
It's
Here's
fine.
what
I need a yes man. Okay.
here's the pitch.
Yeah.
Me and Dono, me and Dono make a Minecraft world.
Yeah.
Okay, we make our own bases and forts right next to each other,
Mm.
and then the whole episode is Dippy exploring them and trying to figure out which one of us built which one.
Bro, what if we had?
Mm.
Here's to add a little bit more chaos.
Okay.
To it. What if we let our kids be in this?
Oh my god.
Like, it's Minecraft with dads.
Can we just Dono? Wait, can we do a Dadcraft episode?
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Dadcraft. Let's get Monk.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, his son
There you
probably
go.
definitely plays Minecraft. But yeah, I get my kid to come play. I'd let him play on my phone
Yeah.
because I've got Minecraft on my phone, so I can just like friend him in there.
Okay.
Shit, that'd be dope.
What else have you been doing, Dippy?
Well, you're probably wondering about my fancy ensemble.
Not
I'm
really,
not.
but okay.
You already talked about it. You posted about it on Instagram, actually.
Yeah.
I did. So
Moving on. I'm kidding.
for so I had this really good pancake the other day. Like it was like the best pancake.
Dude, I made pancakes today.
dude.
It was fucking
Hey,
phenomenal.
Dippy. Hey,
Yeah.
Dippy, why are you dressed up like a Tennessee Titan?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dad. So recently, the NFL, the what was it? The 49th NFL draft happened in Detroit, Michigan, right down the street from you, Dono, and you had no idea probably.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I know.
And to celebrate the first day of that draft, I called the day off work and went to Nashville to the Nissan Stadium Tennessee Titans draft party. And it was actually pretty fun. So they were giving out free tickets over Instagram, and I was like, okay, well, this is fun. And they were like, you can choose between 1, 2, and 4 tickets. And I was like, well, I'll get 2. I might be able to bring a friend of mine along. I might be able to bring my mom along. And then my mom was like, I love you. I'm not going to Nissan Stadium with you. And I was like,
No, that's valid. Also, Dippy, I love doing this to you. Talk about NASCAR for 90 seconds and stuff.
oh, fuck. Okay, wait. Fuck.
Wait.
Fuck. No, I don't have my sheet pulled up. No. Where is it? Where'd it go? Okay, so
You have 10 seconds. 10.
No.
9.
So we went through this month where we went to Richmond, Martinsville, Texas, and Talladega. Kind of a really not great month for NASCAR, if I'm being honest. There were a lot of drivers that won races that really shouldn't have won them because they were, the kind of bullshit. Richmond and Martinsville still need a little bit of work. Texas was actually good this year somehow, but a last-second move meant that Ross Chastain finished almost dead last when he could have finished second, but William Byron is officially on my shit list because he had to be a little dickhead and move Ross Chastain out of the way instead of just accepting that he wasn't going to get past. But Talladega this past week was actually kind of fun. My mom came up and visited me for it. Oh no, Dover this past week, but Talladega the week before that was fun because it was a really exciting race and there was a big crash at the end and my mom got really upset and it was kind of good.
Derby.
How much time do I have? Is that it?
20 seconds.
Oh,
You have 20
shit.
seconds.
Well, Talladega, Tyler Reddick officially notched his first win of the year, and on my points sheet that I keep, the Slap Shoes points, Martin Truex Jr. is in the lead of the points, having not won a race. Like
Ooh.
he hasn't won a single race, but he's in the lead in the points, and I think that's really cool.
I love that.
Is that 5 seconds? Like 2 seconds?
There we go.
There you go. Okay. God
All right.
damn.
So you had 2 tickets. And your mom was like, "I'm not going."
So I was like, well, shit, who do I go with? And then I remembered my buddy Parker. Parker is a guy who was a cashier or like host or clerk, whatever, at Cracker Barrel when I was a server at Cracker Barrel, and we're still good friends. I texted him and told him about this, and he was like, that sounds fun, I'm in. And so his wife had a teleclient for a little bit that made us late to the event like opening, but we got there at like 6:15, 6:30, what have you, something around then, and it was already packed when we got there. Like there was a lot of people in Nashville at Nissan Stadium for this event, and it was my first time at Nissan Stadium.
Ooh.
And it was much bigger than I thought it would be. Like, you see it on TV and you're like, oh, that's like, I could fit that in palm of my hand. That's so small.
Yeah,
look at all the people. Look at all the people. And then I was there, and I stood on the 50-yard line, what would be the 50-yard line. They didn't have any turf or anything, but I stood on the 50-yard line and looked around, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this place is huge. Like, this place is so huge. And the new stadium, new Nissan Stadium, is going to be even bigger than this? That's kind of ridiculous. I loved it.
That's awesome.
It was a fun time. But the ensemble that I'm wearing came secondary to that because I had, before this party, I had no Titans gear. So I was like, well, what do I do about getting Titans gear? And my mom was like, well, you can look on Amazon and see what you can get shipped, and everything shipped after the draft party. And I was like, well, crap, I guess I'm not getting my hands on anything. But then I remembered Lids. Lids is a store that sells a lot of sports hats and like just themed hats in general. And I was like, well, I can pick up something at Lids, at least a hat, if not something else. So I went there, I found this hat, and I was ready to walk out, and then I looked up and I saw jerseys hanging on the walls, just basketball jerseys, football jerseys, and in this Titans section there were more than there were in other sections, and I was like, and I pointed one out, and I was like, I bet those aren't going to stick around for long, and he was like, yeah, all the traded players are $20. And I stopped, and I went, I'm sorry? And he was like, yeah, if the player got traded, it's $20 right now. And I was like, so a Calvin Ridley Jacksonville is $20? And then I smacked myself and went, no, a Derrick Henry Titans jersey is $20 right now. And I pointed, and he was like, well, I think the biggest size I have of that is 2X. And I was like, that's perfect. So he hooked it down, rang it up. Sure enough, $20. So I got a hat and a jersey for less than what this jersey would have cost on a normal day. Because I looked at the tag, and the tag on this jersey before he scanned it said it was $80. And I got the hat and the jersey for $60. That was a great deal.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. I didn't realize how similar me and Dono are until this very moment.
So we went down. Me and Parker got there, and Parker was wearing his Kansas City Chiefs gear to spite me, but he's my friend, so I was, it was fun stuff. And we walked around Nissan Stadium for a little bit. When we got there, there were some players on stage, and I was like, wait, those are actual players. That's actually Will Levis standing up there. And
oh shit!
That's Will Levis and Peter Skoronski and all these other players standing up there. These Tennessee Titans that I watched this past year struggle and scrape by, and they're here ready to get going for this party. And I was like, this is awesome. I did not get the chance to meet them. I did not get the chance to meet them closer than that, but it was cool. I got pictures nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then Parker said he was getting hungry. We went up and got some food at a concession stand. It was $20 for a beer and a hot dog, and that was
Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty kind of a captive audience type thing.
I understand the Costco CEO now.
Yeah. And I got a pretzel, a Gatorade, and a beer just because I was like, I'm not gonna have a hot dog. So we went back down, and the draft was getting ready to start. Like, the first pick was gonna be on the clock at 7 o'clock, and I checked my phone and it was 6:55, and I was like, oh, the draft's gonna start here in a minute. And then we saw this long diagonal line cutting all the way across Nissan Stadium, and I was like, well, what's that for? Parker went up, asked what the line was for. Oh, this is the tour for the locker room.
Shit.
So we stood in that line as the draft was beginning.
Okay.
And we started walking in it, and the draft began. Now, this is where I give y'all my football autism. So the Tennessee Titans have had one of us have had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL for the past like 2, 3, maybe 4 years.
Considering I've never heard of the team, it tracks.
Considering this is the first time I'm ever hearing about them.
I hate you so much. Okay, anyway.
Hey, at least my team made it to the Super Bowl.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway. So
let me see how many rings my team has really quick.
One. It's on the cock.
Stop bullying me. All right. So, anyway, this whole off season that we've had, there has been coverage from a lot of Tennessee Titans fan channels. More specifically, the one I follow the most is Locked On Titans with Tyler Rowland. Tyler, I hope you're watching this someday. I like your content. Anyway, he does really good, in-depth Tennessee Titans coverage, and all offseason he has been preaching about Joe Alt, the left tackle out of Notre Dame, who is 6'9", 34 3/4 inch arms, 10-inch hands. He is a massive, mountainous human being who is a very, he might be a standard offensive lineman, but his floor is a lot higher than other tackles' floors. Like, he is a safe player. He knows how to get the job done, and he is a guaranteed starter for the next, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And we were like, every draft scenario that we can come up with, there are a few where Joe Alt is taken before the Titans at 7, but by God, if the Titans don't get Alt at 7, then something went wrong, or another team is actually making the safe, smart play rather than the Titans. So we get there, and there's a couple other options. Your top 10, you have all the draft boards are predicting that the top 10 is going to be a mixture of 3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers, 2 defensive linemen, and 2 offensive linemen. I could get into names, but I know you're not going to care, other than Joe Alt. So I'm standing there in line. So I'm standing there in line.
Oh, okay.
We literally just explained. So we're standing in line for the locker room tour, and we start getting the draft coming in. Chicago Bears, pick 1, Caleb Williams. It's been set in stone since the Super Bowl ended. The first pick of the draft being the Bears were going to select Caleb Williams. We all knew that was going to happen.
We all did. All of us.
It literally, you did too. I know you did. Pick number 2, Washington Commanders. They take a little bit, but they submit their pick, Jaden Daniels. It was a fight between whether it was going to be Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Jaden Daniels is basically Lamar Jackson on the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson 2.0, and Drake May is just kind of a safe quarterback pick. But they went with Jaden Daniels. And the line's moving pretty well. A lady walks up next to us and says, "Hey, there's no guarantee that we're going to get you into the locker room. There is a cutoff point, but we're going to try our best." And I'm like, well, great. So we're maybe standing in this line for nothing, but it's moving along. Pick number 3. New England Patriots select Drake May. And is like, okay, they needed a quarterback. They got their quarterback. Drake May is going to be their quarterback for 3, 4, 5 years unless it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And the line moves a little bit more. And we're about at the mouth of the locker room when the 3rd pick comes in. When the 4th pick comes in, we are walking in the door to the locker room.
Okay.
So we're like, cool. I get a view of the Titans locker room. This is awesome. I got pictures. And then I realized, oh no, the broadcast is back out in the stadium. I pull out my phone. Pick number 4, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr. They didn't make a trade. They didn't trade down. They didn't trade up or anything. They just stuck, and they picked the number 1 wide receiver of the class, Marvin Harrison Jr. They're going to have their next Larry Fitzpatrick for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I'm getting a little nervous. We get into the locker room. There is a broadcast in the locker room.
Well, that's nice.
On the TVs. And I look and I'm like, oh, there's Will Levis's locker, Peter Skoronski's locker. I look over to the television with the 5th pick. The Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Yep.
Jim Harbaugh actually made the tackle pick. He actually took this draft seriously and made the tackle pick, making the Chargers offensive line better instead of choosing an explosive weapon. And I'm like, well, fine. You know what? Joe Alt's gone. We still have hope. Malik Neighbors is still on the board. A wide receiver out of LSU, one of the most explosive players in the draft, one of the best wide receivers in the draft. As long as the Giants trade down, the Giants have made their pick. Oh my God. We're walking out of the locker room with the 6th pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. My heart sinks. I'm like, well, fuck. Now what the fuck do we do? So we get back to the stage, right? And it says the Titans are on the clock. Football autism time again. In this situation where Joe Alt is gone, Malik Neighbors is gone, we had like 2, maybe 3 options. The next wide receiver on the board, his name was Rome Odunze from Washington. Great player, could have stood in the slot behind DeAndre Hopkins. He would have been a great slot receiver and probably a Titans receiver if we paid him for the next 5-6 years. He would have been a great follow-up to DeAndre Hopkins, whose contract year was ending this year. He gets 1 more year with us, and then he has to redeem his contract through free agency or whatever.
Yeah.
Or we could have traded back with another team. Maybe the New York Jets, maybe the Minnesota Vikings, maybe the Las Vegas Raiders. Give them a chance to move up, get their quarterback that they so desperately need before anybody else gets their hands on them, and let the other teams pick, and we get one of the other offensive tackles that's still on the board. Olumiua Fashanu, J.C. Latham, Talizi Fawaga, whoever's available at tackle, then we pick them. Yeah. We can trade back, we get more picks, we get more capital, we get more time in the draft to pick better players.
Yes.
The Titans don't trade back. They say the pick is in, and the TV cuts, and it cuts to the stage again, and the hosts are like, all right, the pick is in, everybody, let's go wild. And they have, like, I recorded an 8-minute video of my reaction because I thought they were going to show it on the screen, like, as soon as they saw the pick was in. And then it's an 8 minutes of me and Parker dancing in a party on the field, like, you know, trying to catch merch from the guys on stage and all this other fun stuff. And then it cuts back to the TV because apparently, because the Titans are a small market team, the NFL Network decided to go to commercial when the Titans pick came in and the clock was running. So they didn't announce the Titans pick until after a commercial break, which is why we were partying and stuff.
Okay.
So the TV cuts back on.
Yes.
And when I see that they have made a pick, they have not made a trade, I'm like, okay, this has to be Rome Odunze. They have to have selected this receiver because they would have tried to trade back otherwise.
Yes.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Roger Goodell stands there with a smirk on his face because he already knows. I'm like just standing there. I can't even look. I record the TV, but then I turn it around on myself and I record my own reaction. Mm-hmm. The Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, Alabama offensive tackle. I screamed. I literally screamed and almost dropped to the floor. I was so pissed because we didn't trade back and get more capital. We just stuck and picked probably the biggest diva offensive tackle in this draft. Now, granted, I have come around on this initial reaction of mine that I had. Yes. J.C. Latham is 6'5", 360 pounds, 34, what did I say for Joel? 34 and 3/8?
Yeah.
35-inch arms. 11-inch hands. J.C. Latham is the largest offensive tackle we have ever had. I have a ruler with me. The way that you measure a hand in the NFL is you outstretch your hand.
Mark at 10 inches.
We don't want to worry about that. But the way you measure a hand in the NFL is you outstretch your hand like this. You put your pinky on 0 and you measure across to the tip of your thumb. And wherever the tip of your thumb lies, that is your hand length per the NFL. For example, my hands with this method are 9 3/4 inches. I've got some big hands.
Yes.
J.C. Latham's hands go out to here.
Yeah, that's some big ass hands.
That's how big J.C. Latham's hands are. Now, in Alabama, he was a right tackle. We needed a left tackle. But when he went to Alabama, he started at left, and the other prospects that they had picked up were left tackles. So they said, JC, we're going to move you to the right. He was like, okay. Yeah. He played right his entire career in college because his team wanted him to play right. But he knows how to play both. And he's excited, and he is willing to put in the work, to put in the effort to play left for Tennessee. And he's very excited about it. I still think it was a bit of a reach. We could have traded back, gotten more capital, and still picked J.C. Latham later on. But instead, we pick him at 7 to guarantee that we have a chance for the best tackle in the NFL. Period.
Yes.
If anything, the dude spent his entire life fucking wanted to be a part of the NFL, and now he's in it.
Yeah.
You know, fucking congratulations to that guy. Get your fucking bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
J.C. Latham's upside is best tackle in the NFL. J.C. Latham's downside is average starter.
Yeah.
Still not going to improve our line by that much. That's his downside. But his upside is so huge. I'm excited. So the party continues. And after we announce J.C. Latham is our pick, the line to leave grew exponentially.
Oh, really?
It like everybody was like, all right, the pick is in, I'm going home, fuck this. And it was like, wow, you're not even sticking around. So me and Parker stick around.
Yeah.
And this is where I introduce the game that I started playing when I walked in the stadium and didn't focus on until the pick had been made.
Yeah.
How many different teams am I going to see here? How many different teams am I going to see wandering the stadium, the stands, sitting in the stands, watching the draft? There are 32 teams in the NFL. By the end of the night, I counted 26 that were in attendance that night. 26 different people who were wearing teams from all around the country. We even saw Houston Texans gear in Nashville. They're a hated division rival. And they made the time to come up to Nashville to watch the draft in our stadium. Like, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I saw a food truck called the Tennessee Cobbler Company. They had a Titanberry cobbler. It was like a blueberry and strawberry medley with vanilla ice cream, and I ate it, and it was delicious.
Okay.
The draft continued. The party continued until 9:30, but at 9 o'clock, J.C. Latham himself Zoom called into Nissan Stadium and talked to the crowd and the MCs of the show. So I got to see J.C. Latham, like, not in person, but got to see J.C. Latham on the big board very shortly after he had been picked.
Yep.
And after hearing him talk, I let go of my belly aching and I said, okay, this might have been a pretty good pick after all. The night ended. The big shocker actually came right after we picked J.C. Latham. The number 8 pick in the draft was the Atlanta Falcons, and every mock draft had the Atlanta Falcons picking a defensive player like Dallas Turner at edge or Terrion Arnold at corner, someone to reinforce their defense because they just paid Kirk Cousins as a $180 million quarterback contract. To play for the Falcons. So with the 8th pick, naturally, the Atlanta Falcons selected quarterback Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. And then I went, hold on. You paid Kirk Cousins $180 million. Hold on. Are you sure you're doing that? Hold on. You paid Kirk Cousins $180 million. And you're drafting a quarterback? The Falcons have since come out and said, we're planning for the future. Of what? You spent $180 million on your future.
Yeah.
Hey.
Kind of nuts.
I don't understand sports, but that sounds dumb.
Everybody lost their mind. It was dumb. It was incredibly dumb. It was so dumb. It was the worst pick of the entire draft.
But hey, it's the Falcons, so what else can you say?
That's kind of the reputation the Falcons have.
I mean, at least I know who the Falcons are. The Tennessee Titans.
Shut the fuck up. So I went home that night. We took Parker home. On the car ride home,
little wind and dined him.
The draft. No. On the car ride home, I was talking with Parker in the car, and we were still watching the draft. Like, I had it on a hands-free car mount so that Parker could watch and I could listen. And the Jacksonville Jaguars came up in one of our other division rivals, and I was like, you know what? With where the Jacksonville Jaguars are, I would be happy if they picked anybody but Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver out of LSU. With the 23rd pick of the NFL draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver from LSU. And I said, son of a bitch. And Parker went, I just need to call you about who a team shouldn't pick, and I will put money on them picking them. And I said, then let me make your dream come true. At the end of the draft, when the Chiefs pick, I would be happy if they selected anybody but Xavier Worthy, wide receiver from Texas. And he wrote that down. I gave him a hug. I sent him on his way. When I was back in my apartment, I turned it on my computer. Trade. The Buffalo Bills have traded with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I was like, oh no. With the 28th pick of the 2024 NFL draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Xavier Worthy, wide receiver from Texas. And I was like, literally, with no regard for my neighbors, at the top of my lungs, I went, fuck! Like,
Valid.
And then the police showed up 20 minutes later.
I know. Yeah, it was awful. I'm in jail now. This is a green screen? No. But yeah, the rest of the draft played out. Personally, I think the Titans made a huge mistake with their second round pick. Picking Tavondre Sweat, the defensive nose tackle from Texas who got arrested on charges of a DWI 3 weeks before the draft. The nose tackle out of Texas who was telling teams that he had changed his ways and that he had matured. And then 3 days later, he was arrested for DWI, and he's coming to one of the biggest party cities in the nation. Kind of risky. But the upside of Tavondre Sweat is we will have the 2 largest defensive linemen in the league lined up next to each other, pounding through offensive lines, and gonna have the upside is one of the best defenses in the NFL. The downside is one of the worst, which just sucks, man. Everything after day 2 was a decent pick. I liked the late round picks, and I kept a list of all of the undrafted free agents that we signed after the draft was over, and I'm excited for some of these people too, especially Xavier Gadlin. Let me see if I can show you this name on this list here. Turn the lights down a little bit. Right there. From Liberty University, Xavier Gadlin. X''Zauvea. Xavier. I have never heard a better name in my life. That is.
So you guys know that Keelan Beal
Key and
sketch.
Peele?
The Key and
Yes.
Peele?
East West
Yeah,
Bowl.
Ron.
So I just saw
yes.
a video on like how that came to part.
Yeah.
It was
I did
literally
too.
their friend was playing Madden, and it's just like, so you know
Did you
that
know
this
there's a
happened?
man who plays in the NFL named DeBrickashaw Ferguson?
Yeah,
That's
Don't
true,
forget-
by the way.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that
and,
sketch.
and that's not even the worst, or
I-
that's
yeah,
not even
exactly.
the best.
There was a guy in this draft named Storm Duck. He's a cornerback for Louisville. I don't know who he signed with because he was not drafted. I'm actually going to look that up now. I'm going to see if Storm Duck got drafted, or not drafted, but signed in free agency.
Dolphins.
The Dolphins picked him up.
Yeah.
Good for Storm Duck. Good
Man.
for him. Getting
Job.
picked up in UDFA, undrafted free agency by the Dolphins. That's nice. I'm happy for him. The first
All right.
result is how Storm Duck got his name. That's great.
All right,
So after
next
all that
subject.
said-
I'm kidding.
yeah. So after all that said and done, I am happy, mostly happy with how the Titans drafted. I was very happy to go to that draft party because I had a lot of fun things happen. It was a good time. I cannot wait to see how the Titans are going to turn this into a 6-12 season this year, or a 6-11 season rather. Sorry, almost added an extra loss when I didn't need to. No,
What are you talking about? They're gonna go undefeated.
if I'm being for real, all I want the Titans to do this year is have a winning season. I want them to go like that. Winning season can be 9-8. I don't care. As long as they have a decent winning season, I will be happy.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
we could have turned it around if we got like Joe Alt, if we picked anybody but Tavondre Sweat at 38.
I hope they lose to the Niners, but okay.
They don't play the Niners this year, actually. I don't think.
Oh.
Hold on.
Well, then
I'm
they've
actually
already
going to look
lost.
that up too. I'm going to look up the Tennessee Titans opponents.
All right. Dadley, anything cool happening in your life?
All right.
Anything cool happening with the
I feel
Eagles?
like every Dapper D's podcast episode has like hit a formula of like the Dippy rant, the Dadley progression in everything under the sun to try to help his mental health, and Dono, you're there.
There to throw a wrench in some things every once in a
Yes.
while. Just be like, all right.
I am having a very hard time of not having like my next project to dig my teeth into. There is one thing I have that I am keeping close to the chest for now because I just feel like it is better that way. But like I just sent everyone like so we're working on this D100 book. The goal was by the end of January, I will have the weathers done. And by the time the New Year's resolution was by now I would have weathers, NPCs, and something else done. I'm still working on weather.
Oh boy.
Did you put
I'm
down
almost done with it.
raining cats and dogs?
I did put that down.
Okay.
Part of the issue is, and I talked about this before, of like I wrote everything in a notebook, and then I had to take time to put that notebook into a Google Doc. I have now lost that goddamn notebook.
Oh no.
I would be done with it by now if I knew where that notebook
Dadley,
was.
no.
Oh,
It's on me. I
no.
lose shit all the time. But like I don't know. I just need.
Need
What
motivation.
I want. What was great back in the heyday of like TikTok was people would just message me and be like, I have this thing going on. Join this thing. And I'm like, I get to be a part of a project I did not have to put brain power into. Now, all the projects I want to do are my projects.
There you
Because
go.
the last time that happened was the Dapper D's.
Oh.
Fuck, we're still here.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
All
right.
So yeah, I don't know. Work is kicking my ass. I've said it behind screen, but I guess I'll say it while we're just talking. Of like, I'm pretty much taking the entirety of June off with how busy I am. It's where I have a wedding.
Oh
in
yeah,
Tennessee,
yeah, that's right.
which means
We're gonna have no Dadley for an entire.
we'll have one Dadley. Actually, no, that's not the
You're
first
actually
week.
do
technically
you
gonna
wanna-
have two Dadleys, yeah.
Dippy,
The
we
first
could do
week of
Castle
June in a
Crashers
row.
in June.
Your take.
We could
We'll see.
fucking
We'll
do
see.
Castle Crashers in June.
We'll see.
Yeah, my last Dapper D's episode will be the 3rd. If Crossroads ends up being on the 4th, I'm willing to also do that.
There you go. Wow,
And
you're
then I'm
taking
gone.
Pride Month off? How dare you?
I'm the one that's allowed to.
I'm indifferent. Okay.
I'm indifferent.
So yeah, I don't know. I am holding on by a
Mhm.
thread.
I've been trying to use like better words.
So
Like challenging
wait, what do you mean, like vocabulary
yeah,
wise?
like trying I just yesterday I used the word perturb. Like I'm trying to fucking
Perturbed.
like words that I wouldn't usually do. Like instead of saying like fucking dude or whatever, I'll go and say, hey, that perturbed me. Like I'm saying like a lot. Just, never mind. I'm trying to find moments where I can use like a better word in a situation than the
Okay.
word that I would use normally, and
All right, what's the
challenge
New York
myself to find
Times word of the day. Grueling. The New York Times word of the day is grueling.
ruling. Oh goodness.
What in the world?
Grueling. Like, oh, what a grueling job you have picking
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
trash.
No,
Like,
but like the New York Times word of the day. What's wrong with you?
I know.
We only use the Urban Dictionary for our word of the day, Dad. Like, what are you?
Oh no,
doing?
I'm sorry. We're talking about vocabulary.
Fucking whatever.
I'm trying to think. Am I working on anything? I'm working on the
You're working on
D100
yourself.
chart. I'm not. That is taking such a backseat, and it needs to stop.
Mhm.
I'm not. That's the big thing.
Dad, you
is-
need a spa day.
I do. You fucking kidding me? I have said this sentiment to my best friend in the world. His name is Alec. That I think
I thought that was
all
your
my
best friend.
problems will be. I think all my problems will be solved if somebody can find out how to crack my back that has metal bars in it.
Oh,
Mm.
I think that's it. I think that's the cure to everything.
Oh no.
oh, buddy.
Oh my God.
Imagine how loud that crack will be, though. Do you think it will ring?
Oh,
Oh no.
What about you, Dono? What's going on with you?
dinner time.
Dinner time.
God. For me, what was I going to talk about? Oh, I've been playing my new game.
Yeah.
I am now, like, for the time being, a stay-at-home dad, but in a good way.
Mhm.
I get to be able to spend a lot more time with my kids. Not, hey, it's against my will to become a stay-at-home dad because I can't get no. In the good
In
way.
a good way, not in an unemployment kind of way.
Oh my God.
Because I was just stay-at-home dad for like 6 months in an employment kind of way, and I totally fucking get the difference. I really do. I feel it.
Like, I'm not stressed out because I'm not a stay-at-home dad. I'm not just like, hey, I can actually focus on taking care of my kids and loving them and taking care of my house and
Yeah.
everything like that and getting things together. It's a different kind of feeling than like I just lost my job and I need to find something in the next 2 weeks or something like that. But I also
feel
have
you.
to
Yeah.
freaking like juggle my kids. It's a completely different feeling. Let's see here. What else am I doing? I guess I'm working on my house. It's coming into summertime. I need to
Yeah.
mow my lawn, dude.
I've had a middle schooler.
Hey, Dippy,
show
how's
up
that
at my
lawn
house.
going?
I don't have a lawn. I'm in an
Lucky
apartment, dude.
fucking you.
I've had a middle schooler show up at my house 3 days in a row asking if I'm willing for them to mow my lawn for $50.
Hey, $50 is $50.
And have you paid him to do it yet?
No, I keep telling him, let me pick up all the sticks first. But he keeps showing up. He just keeps showing up. He goes to the middle school I work at. Like,
He just keeps showing up.
he just keeps showing up. He
Oh
showed
my
up the other day.
God.
He's like, I saw you had a power washer. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I haven't ran it in over 7 years. I don't know if it works. It's like, can I have it? I'm like, sure, buddy. Yeah, you can have my old power washer.
That's hilarious.
And the
gotta bring
first
right
time
in.
he came to the door, I was like, look at this gusto. Look at this young man being like, I want to make some pocket money.
Yeah.
The second time he came to the door asking for the power washer, I'm like, look at this young tinkerer. I'm so proud of this young kid trying to like really do something opposed to just playing video games.
Mhm.
The third time he came to the door, I'm like, I've never hit a child before.
Look at this young thief. Look at this young scoundrel getting ready to fuck my life over, and I have to call the cops on him.
I wasn't wearing pants.
You're making me feel
I
like
have
I'm
to put
not
a-
doing anything, dude.
Just look at this young man. Look at this young
Young
look at
man.
the gusto. The third day, look at this young asshole. This
Look at
douche.
this
who will
young-
Like, listen, I don't like people being at my house. What makes you think
Yeah.
I want you here?
And if the off chance, bud, you ever see this in your life, two's enough.
Yeah.
I have your
My
phone
God.
number. It's posted on a stop sign outside my house.
Oh
You
my
put
God.
flyers everywhere. I can
Oh my
text
God.
you.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah. Before we get to recurring segments, I have to pee.
yeah, go for it. I'll go ahead. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and send us to a short break. So we'll be right back.
Oh, I
with
watched the
more
new-
Dapper D's.
Okay. I could have talked about it before.
Ah! Hello, we are back.
We are
from
back.
a little break, and
Hey,
we are
back.
back to bring you some recurring segments. So, was there any other topic we wanted to bring up before the recurring segments, or are we good to go?
We probably should
I'll
talk
take
about
that as
this
a no.
before we-
I'll take that as a no. So, the Urban Dictionary word of the day is scurryfunge.
Scurryfunge.
A hasty tidying of the house between the time you see a neighbor and the time they knock at the door.
Dude, I don't know about you guys, but like if I have people over, I fucking like for some reason my brain is just like you need to fucking clean this place right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's like
I'll
ADHD
just clean while there's
to a T.
people
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Well,
that's
there's people
exactly what a
visiting. I'm just like-
scurryfunge is, according to this
No,
website.
like they're
My-
here, like they're in
my
the house and I'm
guess-
cleaning.
Oh,
Yeah. My guess of what a scurryfunge was is when you take a shit and then you realize that there's no toilet paper, so you got to do that weird waddle to
Oh
go
my
get the
God.
toilet paper. That's a scurryfunge.
Oh my God! I
Like
just
walking
realized
over like
that's
fucking
that's what the Urban Dictionary definition needed to be a proper recurring segment. I needed to let you guys guess what the word is.
I attempt every time, and you interrupt me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
It's
gonna do
okay.
that.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
gonna do that in the future. So you can
It's
count
just-
this.
you
You can
literally
count
shit.
Dapper
And then you have to
Discussion number
walk- crawl
24
over it,
as
like-
the point where I finally got it through my thick fucking skull that that I'm going to let this recurring segment play out the way it was supposed to all along. All right.
It
Y'all-
took 2
do
fucking
y'all-
years for Dippy to
how
figure
do-
this out.
Opinions on bidets, really quick.
On bidets?
I haven't
Yeah.
used one.
I've never
so-
used one.
Y'all have never used a bidet?
No.
Y'all are missing.
I do
out.
wash my ass though.
No, but like, I'm sure you wash your. What do you? Huh? I thought this was like, this is my toilet paper. It is so loud. Like,
No. No,
This
it's
is
just
fucking
my
dense,
ball
bro.
in a tin. It's just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just my ball in a tin. I just like shake it and it makes noise. Anyway.
Well, viewers, try yourself a bidet. Anyway, y'all want to make some magic items?
Sure.
Yes, of course.
All right. Both of you roll me a d20.
Oh, okay.
We're all D&D nerds. I always
Oh,
have you guys have
God.
dice near within arm's
Holy
reach.
fuck.
18.
All of my shit fell over. Wait a minute. Hold on. I hung my hat on this thing and it fell over. Give me like 15 seconds to fix this.
Yes.
Come
We're gonna
on.
get like no views on this video because Dippy's wearing a Titan.
Shut the fuck up. How many times am I
Everyone's
going to
just like-
say that in response to you bashing the Titans this episode?
I mean, you're wearing the shirt.
I have to get an Eagles jersey.
Then I can bash the Eagles.
Well, if you know the name of a player who got traded from the Eagles, go down to Lids and get it for $20.
Eagles players that were.
What did the Niners pick? I don't actually care.
The
but, you know.
Niners picked the Niners in the first round. The Niners picked wide receiver Ricky Pearsall from Florida, which was a reach to say the least. But also, yeah, I can see why they picked him.
Honestly, like from what I saw during the Super Bowl, the Niners had like a really good roster of players, especially with how many that were getting injured. It was still like they had enough that I was just like, whatever, we still got really good players.
Yeah,
and
they
all
had
the-
enough.
like they
gas
have
in
a
the
really
tank.
good coverage of everything.
Yeah. Don't take it off, Tippy. We'll stop making
No,
fun
I'm
of
getting
you.
hot. I'm taking it off because I'm getting hot. All right.
Oh, okay. All right. Tippy, what did you roll?
A 6.
A 6. Okay.
Why?
Yay.
What happened?
So,
A butt plug of
D&D
death. I'm kidding.
has a lot of things that just don't get talked about. Like spell components is the big one that everyone likes to cover. Of
Oh,
like,
God.
nobody really fucking deals with spell components.
Okay.
But there's another thing that like very comes up in like so minute situations that I've actually never really played, besides a very small handful of them. Like the tool proficiencies.
Oh, I fucking love using tool proficiency.
I do too.
Yeah.
I narrowed down the list a little bit. So I have a
Right.
list of 20 tool proficiencies that eventually will turn into magic items.
Yeah.
It'll be part of the D100 list, really
Sure.
D200 list.
Yeah.
So whatever your magic item is, it's just also going to grant proficiencies with the tool that you rolled. So Dono, you rolled navigator's tools.
Oh yeah.
So whatever the magic item is also grants proficiency with navigator's tools.
Okay. Am I making this item? Wait.
You are making an item that could
Okay,
have
I'm on
any
from
other
scratch.
yes.
Okay.
Or do you want me to tell Dippies while you think?
Give me give me like give me 10 seconds.
Dippy,
Yes.
yours made me chuckle because you got cobbler's tools.
Get them shoes, boy.
A real tool proficiency in D&D.
Yeah.
You can
AKA
be
your
proficient
character
in
has-
cobbler's tools. You can be proficient at making shoes.
Yes.
Hey Dadley, imagine having a character with a foot fetish.
That would be the hardest reaching character I've ever had to play.
You know, they say finger licking good implies
I hate
Oh
that.
my
No, can you-
god.
I have dark vision. That means I can see 60 feet. You can see what?
instant boner.
Oh my god.
Drenched.
Oh.
Okay, so navigator's tools.
Yeah, it can do anything else.
Okay,
It can
I
have
have
any
mine.
other effects.
I have mine.
But
Okay.
grants
Okay.
proficiency.
I have
But
mine.
I do too.
Okay.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh god, are we
I
going
was just gonna
on
have-
shoot or are we going on
It'll be
shoot or
1,
on
2,
three?
3, shoot.
Okay.
And then so on shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Fucking.
What does that tell us?
That means that you get to choose
Oh,
if you want
okay,
to go
okay.
first. or
Yeah,
second.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So you kind of like are going through town and you reach a part of town that's like on the outskirts, and you look in the forest and there's like an abandoned like cave with a massive tree growing inside the cave, and at the foot of that tree are Keebler's clogs. So Keebler's clogs give you proficiency with cobbler's tools, but also make everything that you eat while wearing them taste like Keebler's chocolate fudge swirl cookies. There is a chance every day on a D100 charge that you will gain a sprite familiar that looks like one of the Keebler elves. And he will act as your familiar until he's dismissed, until he's killed, whatever. As soon as if you have one Keebler elf, then you also gain proficiency with cook's tools. If you have two Keebler elves, you have expertise with cook's and cobbler's tools. And if you have all three Keebler elves, you can use a action on your turn. You could use an action on your turn to summon a batch of Keebler's chocolate fudge swirl cookies that are magical and heal 20 hit points for every cookie. It's kind of an overpowered item because nobody wants to deal with the fucking Keebler elves.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, give me a second. Jesus Christ. That took the a complete different direction than I was ready for.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, hit
My
me.
body is ready. All right. Ship in a bottle. This is a legendary magic item.
Okay.
it can only be activated when you're near water. When you throw this ship in a bottle into the water, it automatically becomes a full ship. You have to attune to the item, and the individual that is attuned to the item automatically gains proficiency within navigation tools and knows how to man the ship itself. You can give the help action to every single individual that you deem as friendly on the ship to be able to use any type of the items or anything that is needed to man the ship and make it to work. And the ship does come with its own wall of force that has its own, it has a stat block, everything. But once the wall of force is destroyed, the ship can never go back to being a ship in a bottle.
Oh no.
You will
Okay.
be attuned to the ship, and it will always not be that way. Until you disattune to it, and then it just becomes a normal ship. But and then it becomes a whole different item, which is just a massive ship. But if you decide to be the captain of said ship, you gain the attunement and navigation tools, etc. So it's almost like it's really like, I don't know, it's really good for like bards and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because a bard could take the bottle, throw it in there, and captain the ship, giving the help action everywhere.
Yep.
It basically makes you a bard, not like proficiencies and stuff like that while on the ship and using it. But outside of the ship, it's got no use to it. So
yeah, I
give it a bottle.
I'm gonna throw. I normally never do this. I'm gonna throw a little flag on the play, and I'm gonna move this from the navigation tools to proficiency with water vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the spell item.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still a great item. I love it, but it's also
a great item, but that's like navigation tools doesn't also mean you know how to man a ship.
Yeah.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna move. I have a whole list. I'm just gonna move everything you said to proficiency with water vehicles.
That's fine.
Damn.
So ship in a bottle. Proficiency with
Ship
water
in a bottle.
vehicle.
Yes.
All right. What's next,
And
fellas? What's next?
I might just do this next episode as well because I have this whole list.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
That seems like a good list to have.
It's a good thing to do. It's something that we can
Absolutely.
bust out for you. Yeah.
I think it's just time for
My favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dapper Draft. The Dapper Draft. All right, fellas. It's been a little while since we've done a Dapper Draft. Ladies. It's been a while since we've done a nice, simple, standard Dapper Draft. You know, we spent 2 whole episodes going over our 100 favorite things we want, things we own, whatever, you know. That was a very general category. It was a very fun episode. I loved that episode, and we all cried at the end. It was great. But today, I want to go back to a classic formula, one of my favorite Dapper Drafts that we've done, and just modify it slightly, keep it pretty similar, you know.
Top 5 fuckable Digimon.
No. Y'all remember when we drafted our top 5 things associated with the number 5?
Yeah.
I want you to draft your top 5 things associated with the letter K. Things that you think of the letter K, and it's like one of the primary features. It could be things that, you know, the first letter of their name is K, like the most prominent letter of their name is K, or, you know, just like K is the primary subject matter of your draft today. It's just think K.
All right.
I feel like you have been thrown a curveball and you do not like this, Stanley.
I feel like you've had way too much time to think about this, Dippy. So it's not fair.
My gut reaction, I'm not drafting this. I don't even know if this would be draftable to be considered. But my gut reaction, just like, we're drafting things that go with the letter K. Kinks.
Oh, no. Hey, you might have a little something there. I'm not sure, though. We're going to roll for our order.
Oh, yes. Ow.
I did not get a great roll.
Yes.
I got 18 again.
Okay, Dadley.
I got 13.
So it'll be Dono, Dadley, Dippy. It seems like that order has come up more often than not recently.
Okay.
All right. So let's flip a coin to determine the order. Heads is serpentine, tails is back to front. That is heads, so we are going serpentine order. All right. Which means we're going to do 3 cycles. Let's make this the top 6 things.
Top 6?
Oh, God, I already made a 5 list.
You just add one more onto the end of it. You just add
Do you
one
see
more
that
number.
I have a tiny note card?
All right, so pick number 1. Dono, what is your What is your number 1 thing associated
Let
with
me
the letter?
fucking write some things. All right, number 1, kissing.
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 I've heard.
Just the
I've
action
heard
of
every
kissing.
kiss. I've heard every kiss does start with K.
You might be.
Also,
onto
I'm
something
writing
there.
it kissing without the G.
Yeah, I was
just
about to
because of you
say
said that.
kissing, just with an apostrophe
I like-
at the end.
I like kissing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Deadly.
So I mean, it's I'm kind of proud how often I can bring all these drafts back to such a core foundation that we have somehow made as a narrative of my character.
I know.
And I'm gonna go with $1,000. 1K, 2K, 3K, $1,000.
$1,000 or 1K. That's fantastic. Oh my god, I love it. All right. Now, I've got a couple of things lined up in my head, but I'm going to immediately piggyback off of what Dadley said for my safe pick and pick K Jewelers.
Oh,
Because
all right.
every kiss does begin with K, and I am glad you reminded me of that. And for my second pick, going a little less safe here, probably wasn't going to be on anyone's list. This might be a reach. I'm going to pick the mountain K2, second tallest mountain in the world. It is part of the Himalayas, and I feel like it gets an unfair shake. I feel like, people talk about, oh, I've reached the summit of Everest. Well, how many people have reached the summit of K2 and bragged about it, huh? We need to bring more love to K2, and it starts right now. I'm going and I'm reaching I'm not actually doing that, but
You should.
K2 will be my second pick. So my K2 is K2.
Okay.
All right.
My second pick, because I didn't realize this was the draft order we're doing, but it doesn't change me in the slightest, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going with something that, like you said, things with the letter K, and my brain was like, what logos have K? And there are a lot of boring ones. But there's one that I really like.
Oh no.
Kodak cameras.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh,
Man, you're right.
going with some good old Kodak
I was
cameras.
kind of hoping that Kodak would be safe for a little longer than that.
Y'all are fucking idiots. I'm gonna go with Krakens.
Oh, that was
Krakens.
literally my next pick.
Damn. There you go. All right. Well, Dono, you got another one. Your number 3.
I'm gonna go with Kiwi, the bird from New Zealand. It's one of my
Kiwi
favorite
birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Kiwi
Kiwi
birds. It's
birds.
one of my favorite birds.
I love
Why
kiwi
did I-
birds.
It's honestly my favorite bird. But yeah.
All right, so coming to this third round pick, I was like really thinking of like, what have I used K in my life personally?
Mm-hmm.
And there is something so satisfying about getting sent a wall of text when you're pissed off, and you hit them with K.
K. Just K, period.
Yeah,
That's it.
K,
Like, that's-
my draft is K as
Is
a text when you're pissed.
K, period. Like
Yeah.
lowercase K, period, send a text.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
if I ever send you a massive text message and you send me back with that, I will respond with bitch.
I love it.
I ain't afraid. I ain't scared.
On my list, I've drawn a little text bubble around it to differentiate.
Good.
It. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. For my third pick and fourth pick, I'm actually going to tie these together. I just talked about sports for a long time, and there are two very famous Ks in sports. The first one that I'm going to pick is when you strike someone out, the mark on a score sheet is a K. So I'm going to go with strikeouts as my third pick. Because they are represented by letter Ks. And the fun thing about strikeouts is depending on whether it missed inside or whether it struck out inside or outside, you can write a backwards K for a strikeout. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And the other one is the most underrated position in football. The one that everybody shits on, says, you're paid to do this one thing, why can't you do it? And that is the kicker. Because their delineation on a roster is the letter K. So I'm going with every NFL kicker, just the position of kicker for my fourth pick, to represent the letter K. You know, Super Bowl, the last 3 Super Bowls have been won with, actually no, this past one was won with a touchdown, but the one before that was won with a game-winning kick. And I don't think people recognize that enough.
That's fair. That is fair.
So,
yeah, for my fourth draft pick, I'm going with something that like it's just so good. It's just so good. If you don't have one near you, I apologize. I'm going with Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my god.
And if you need emphasis on the K, if you don't know they're around here, cream is spelled Kreme.
Oh yeah, I am very familiar with Krispy Kreme. The Krispy Kreme hot sign is one of my favorite things to see when I'm driving, because I will immediately pull over if I have time, go in and get a hot donut with the Krispy Kreme hot sign.
Oh yeah.
So Dono, you have 4 and 5.
Dad. Wait, did Dadley do their second one?
Yeah, Dadley got Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
The Serpentine order. You get 4 and 5, and then it's back to
you
Dadley.
didn't get 2. My bad.
Yeah.
My number 4 is kawaii. You know, the cute Japanese shit.
Oh,
it's
okay. Okay.
All right.
Double I.
Yeah.
Not one.
Like Hawaii with the K. Yeah.
Yes. And my fifth one is,
for just a split second, I thought you were selecting the Hawaiian island of Kauai, like Quai, and I was like, oh, what a great pick. And then I was like, no, you're picking Kauai, like from Japan. Okay, cool.
Yes. Just cute shit, man.
Yeah.
Also, kittens.
All right.
I love how abstract you're going with yours, Dono, but you're just knocking it out of the park. You're just like, or not abstract, just general, just like generic.
Mm-hmm.
You're not being specific, but it's working out for you big time. Dadly.
Yeah. So this is where I stopped writing things because I couldn't think of anything.
Oh, no.
But I did just type the letter K into my Spotify. And there's actually more songs than I was expecting. And it's a tough pick if I'm just limiting myself to one song, because it doesn't feel fair to me, but like I'm just gonna pick songs for the rest of it. So I'm gonna go Kingdom of Zod by Billy Talent.
Oh, fun.
Great fucking song.
I thought you were gonna do Killing in the Name of.
That was on the list. That was a close second. But it seemed too easy.
Dum. All right. So for my number 5, I'm gonna go with one of the base elements of the world. One of the most. I'm gonna go with potassium. Chemical symbol
I'm mad
K.
I didn't think about this.
Chemical symbol K. Potassium. Because bananas is good. And for my 6th pick,
here's a little health thing. Don't have a banana after having a fruit smoothie, or don't put a fruit like a banana in your fruit smoothie, because it actually will take away everything that like the berries and shit do for you.
Oh, yes.
And make it so it just gets flushed out of your system. You want, like, don't have a banana before or after having, like a bunch of fruit. You want to have a banana separately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana's more of like a breakfast morning thing.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Yep.
Well, how about that?
A lot of people will eat like a bunch of like fruit and then put a banana in there as well, and it just fucking ruins it for them. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'm kind of at a loss for my last pick here. I have a couple things that I could go for. So I'm just gonna make my last pick just tried and true because it wasn't picked earlier. You were talking about logos with the letter K, and I cannot think of a more iconic K logo than Special K cereal.
Yeah, but I don't like them. And don't you have another one? That's
What
not
about
six.
Special
No,
K
that's
cookie?
it. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
6.
Wait, what was in between Kicker and Special K then?
Potassium.
Right, I didn't write down potassium.
Fucking idiot.
Dumbass.
Hey, don't be mean to my friend. Okay.
But you were just mean to your friend.
I'm allowed to.
All right, and Dadley.
I'm Googling what it does right now, but I'm gonna pick vitamin K. It's needed for blood clotting and building of bones. Foods have it.
There you
That's
go.
good. That's good.
Vitamin K food. You can
Vitamin
find it.
K.
Oh, it's actually good. Yeah, spinach and kale and broccoli. It's in your greens.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
you know.
In the green shit.
Yeah.
My very last one, and this I think is the best. Not to be honest,
Mhm.
I'm surprised none of you decided to do this, but
Mhm.
I did leave it to the end because I wanted you guys to all have a chance. I'm gonna put knowledge.
That's boring.
Silent K. Oh, I should have thought of more silent
AKA
Ks.
knowing shit, bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trust me, I could have made this whole list of like kindness and karma,
Yeah.
but that sounded boring. I want $1,000.
That was pretty good. So, for our lists of our K drafts, I have drafted K Jewelers, K2, Strikeouts, Kickers, Potassium, and Special K.
And I have drafted $1,000 Kodak cameras. K as attacks when you're pissed. Krispy Kreme. Kingdom of Zod by Billy Talent. Go fucking listen to it. And Vitamin K.
I got kissing, Krakens,
Kissing Krakens.
That's my next punk band name.
I was about to say that's the name of the next ska band.
kiwi, kawaii, kittens, and knowing shit. Knowledge. Bitch.
Yours
you know
is
what's-
a band. Knowledgeable Krakens kissing Kiwis Kawaii kittens.
Kawaii,
That's
kiwi,
banned.
kittens.
Kawaii Keaton kittens. That's a fucking band.
All right.
They're opening for the Mighty Mighty
Or,
Bosstones.
or the
Mighty
double
Mighty
triple K.
The double triple K. I love it. I love it. All right.
Should we do my segment that I suggested, the debate thing, or no, do we hold that off?
Oh, do you want to? Jesus. I
Oh,
thought that was
well,
going to be its
let's
own
do that.
episode.
But thank you so much for watching the Dapper Draft. Dapper Draft.
I
There we
have
go.
a dumb one that I think we could probably go through pretty quick with the two
Okay.
of you just to test
Sure.
it out.
All right,
Okay.
fucking hit me.
Let's test it.
Okay, so you guys are
Donald's
gonna roll,
third
and
attempt
whoever
at a
gets
recurring segment.
okay, you guys are each gonna roll, and you're gonna decide whether or not you want to defend or not like debate it. So like the person that wants to be like, yes, this is right, the other one that's like, no, that's wrong.
Oh, wait,
So
can
we
I-
are two
I can-
sides of one debate.
Yes.
So this is
Sure.
just
All
a
right.
test run. We might make this like we might do a show of this. I just wanted to test it out. So
Oh,
you got.
Can
do
I
you want to
already
know
workshop
what
this
it
as I
is
go?
first? Yeah. So
I-
do you want to
can
know
I
what
just-
the subject is, or do you want to roll first to figure out what
I
what you want to do?
eliminate the rolling. Just have Dippy's the good boy of the channel. Have me be the antagonist. Whatever
Okay.
side you think, like, whatever side you think is right, give to Dippy.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Bless you.
Oh, please. Okay, so
The great
I want to
debate.
know. I want to know whether it is a good whether you think it's true that an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
So Angel Dippy, good Dippy.
Yeah. Well, no,
I am
I'm
defending.
Whatever you are, I'm just on the attack. Whatever you pick, whatever you
Right.
feel in your soul,
Right.
I'm gonna say you're wrong.
Okay. Well, but my immediate reaction was, if I'm defending an apple a day keeps the doctor away, then I'm saying yes, an apple a day does keep the doctor away, and I kind of find out
But
ways
why?
to defend that. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you in defense of the statement that an apple a day does indeed keep the doctor away. And my opponent here, who shall remain nameless, decides that he does not believe so, I'm here to try to disprove him and to sway you. Let us begin. An apple a day does indeed keep the doctor away because apples are full of precious vitamins and minerals. You get so much nutritional value from your standard red delicious apple or even your occasional Granny Smith that if you do indeed keep up an apple a day, as long as you have just one, your nutritional value will be able to sustain yourself and keep yourself in good health so that indeed your doctor's visits will be farther apart from each other.
Now, though my opponent might be saying some hearsay propaganda on the benefits of what an apple might do to your body, I have exhibits A through Q to demonstrate the different positions in which he did not yet specify of how much the apple is consumed. Please, bring in the man with the core of an apple up his ass.
Now wait a
And
minute.
tell him,
Now, hold
this
on.
is my time,
Wait.
objection.
10 seconds of the clock.
Just because an apple is consumed does not mean the doctor will stay away from toothaches to any other forms of digestion of the apple.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what my opponent here has done is he has made the classic blunder in assuming the argument. He has decided to turn this and twist this in front of your very eyes. I do believe that the proper assumption to be made here is that the apple that has been consumed in the general, standard way. I need to go get a drink. Because just Brent...
He is talking to me about assumptions while using the word assumptions in his own argument, saying it is generally assumed that you're consuming it.
There.
Let's look at the let's look at the general population. Think about its IQ level. Half of them are dumber than that.
Now wait a second. Now let me get back to my argument as I have hydrated. So, the standard way that an apple is consumed is through the mouth, through the digestive system, into the stomach, and then out through the anus. I believe this is the basis of our arguments here today, and that no other argument should be used or intended as to be used as slander, libelous lies against the arguments put before you today. Now, I will also say that the unconventional ways an apple is consumed will lead to more doctor's visits. But the original statement made does not take unconventional methods into account.
And this is where a generalization is always going to be wrong. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. Is that for everybody? Because even a quick Google search will tell you 5% of the population is allergic to apples. That feels like a doctor's visit right then and there. A daily doctor's visit if you're doing it per day. But even on top of that, another 12% of the population chokes on an apple seed per year. That's too many people. That's too many people choking on an apple seed.
Hold on.
12% of Americans.
12% of Americans choke on an apple seed at least once every year?
12% of America goes to the ER for choking on an apple seed.
Pause. You guys are like very impressively taking about 50 seconds each argument that you guys are doing.
That's mine and Dippy's attention span.
What in the fuck?
So in conclusion,
I'm back in.
In conclusion, an apple a day might keep the doctor away for now. But that apple is also the reason you are seeing the doctor in the first place.
Dippy, you have 1 minute to wrap up.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opposite here has presented to you a very damning case against apple eaters. Against apple eaters around the United States, without taking into account the argument being for the minority, for the majority of Americans. This statement, I do believe, does still hold fast and true. This is a matter of debate that can be settled over the course of centuries, if you're taking all datum into account. But the point stands that for 8 out of 10 Americans, which is a very low number considering I thought it would have been 10 out of 10, that indeed an apple a day does keep you out of the doctor's visits and out of your medical expenses. So, please take the time to do your research. Make sure you are not allergic to apples before you consume them. And make sure that you're keeping that doctor on his heels, consuming those red deliciouses.
Do you need Dadley? Do you need a time to finish? Or do
I'll have closing argument. Yeah,
okay.
I'll do my closing
30
argument.
seconds.
Excuse me.
30 seconds.
What? Okay.
You
So-
dragged a little.
Oh, all right. We got sidetracked. 12.
Right.
So, in my concluding statement, we are not debating if, for some people, an apple will keep the doctor away. We're debating the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It is a ticking time bomb of finding out you have an allergy, choking on an apple seed, or falling your ass first onto a core of one. An apple a day is just a future doctor's visit. It is bringing them nearer and nearer.
This is my new favorite segment.
I kind of actually really like this. That was a pretty fun
The fact
segment.
that took us like 8 minutes, and then
It's
we're
fine.
done.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's a pretty good recurring segment, Dono. I think you found a winner here.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
You found your winner. You that was pretty good. And am I permanently like arguing for?
No, you guys can switch back and forth, and then like you guys can also think of ones for me if you're like, hey, can I take this one this week or this month?
Oh, I'm already.
I want to be able to debate as well.
Oh, I'm already taking over next month. I got.
Okay,
one.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Fuck,
So then, Dippy,
damn.
you'll get the week after or the month after.
There you go. Sounds good. The great debate, now a recurring segment on the Dapper Discussion. Let's go. Let's move into our wrap up here.
That was fucking great. I
Let's
just want to say it.
Let's move into our wrap up here with our media
Yeah.
picks of the month. Dadley, what's your media pick of the month today?
So by the time the next discussion comes out, I'm going to be
Okay.
done with this book series. And I'll give like a very mini update on like, did they stick the landing? Because I'm only like 2 hours away from finishing it.
Okay.
But I'll use it as my rec now. I found this book series called The Infinity Cycle. I've talked to you guys briefly about it because the
Yeah.
first book had a great fest quest, and like the whole shtick of the book that got me was like modern fantasy that they leaned into hard. Like the starting incident of the book is this kid's dad is dying of cancer, and he goes into a trial for Hydra blood to try to regrow the cells.
Oh, damn.
Try to regrow his living cells instead to fight back against the cancer cells that are growing. And that intrigued me. I am now, like I said, 2 hours from finishing the trilogy of books.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit, they are great. They are phenomenal. The third one just came out. Actually, let me look up the book names because I can only think of them as the Infinity Cycle.
Is it on audio book?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. That's how I'm consuming it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
The Infinity Cycle books. It
drop
is.
drop it in the Dapper D's chat because I might actually be.
I will in a second. Fucking A.
If I get time, fucking
It is
I love a good book to listen to.
Infinity Sun, Infinity Reaper, and then Infinity King, all written by Adam Silveria.
Drop that right
yes.
next to the sexy nut pizza.
There you
I
go.
will, yes. Really just interesting book series of like modern fantasy, which is not something touched on enough, in my opinion. I think we need a lot more modern fantasy media out there. I love it to pieces. And they are, for me personally, the right amount of spicy and the right amount of gay. Of like, it has gay characters. It is not their personality. It has spicy
There you
scenes
go.
that are fade to black. You know people are fucking. but you don't have to
There
get
you
stuck
go.
with a chapter of people fucking.
There you go.
I like that. Freaking, I hate it so much when media is just like, oh, this character is gay and that's their personality. It's like, motherfucker.
Which is unfortunately a lot of books that, like, if you go under the LGBTQ title for Audible or bookstores, it's a lot of those books are like, here's a femboy. That's his life. He's a femboy. And I'm like, does he not have hopes or dreams besides dick?
Does he have hopes or dreams?
Like, I freaking, it's, people are so much more than just their sexuality or anything like that. I don't want the first thing that I like have to, if I'm going to introduce somebody, the last thing I want to have to see the last thing I want to say is, oh, they're gay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like let that be a tag at the end, not the headline at the beginning. Like that.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, this is Dadley. He's a fantastic writer, amazing friend, and just a person that you can really look up to and like their dedication, hardworking skills. And you know what? He likes dick sometimes.
See, that makes it from a serious statement to a comedic statement.
Yeah, but that's also just like, that's me as in a nutshell.
Dono, do you have yours or do you need me to go?
Freaking A Crab's Treasure. Fantastic. I'm playing it right now. Get on that shit. Also, Fallout, the new Fallout TV show. Oh my fucking God. It's so good. It's so well done. I love that they actually actually took the time and really made it what it is. And it's beautiful. I love it so much.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I need to make a clarification before I do mine, because I will potentially have 3. Have I already talked about the book All the Knowledge in the World?
Idiot Audible.
By Simon Garfield?
Yes. Okay, then I'll talk about all 3 then. I'll talk about all 3 then. So All the Knowledge in the World is a book I started listening to a little while ago. None
of us know how to read.
About 2/3 of the way through. I'm about to. Well, you just have access to free books on audio.
You're barking up the wrong tree, bud.
Yeah. Anyway, All the Knowledge in the World is a scientific look and like a historical look at the history of the encyclopedia. Like different versions that have been made, different versions that have been written, different ways of making an encyclopedia, and it's a really fascinating listen, a fascinating read, because it talks about like the scandals that have gone into selling encyclopedias and different versions copying each other, and like versions that were made in ancient times that got burned away because the regime that took over wanted the knowledge to not spread, but to be erased and replaced with their own knowledge. And it was like, wow, this set humans back thousands of years. Like it's really interesting to listen to. I love it. Go check out All the Knowledge in the World on Spotify audiobooks. And my other 2 are 2 webcomics that are like related to each other. They were written by the same person. They are both. I finished one twice, once by myself and once with a friend of the channel, player in Inquisition, Lost Chaos. And me and her started the sequel, which I will recommend both of them to you now. These are webcomics written by John Boyce, B-O-I-S, one of the lead writers, lead creative directors at SB Nation, Secret Base. It is a sports blog, and it has a YouTube channel, and I've talked about the 7-part series that they have made on the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. I've talked about that before, but the writer, John Boyce, created these webcomics in 2017 and 2020, respectively. 17,776 and 20,020. You could call them 17,776 or 20,020. Like it, one way or another. These are webcomics set in a future where humans stopped aging in the year 2026. They stopped aging, they stopped having babies, and they stopped dying, and they stopped killing each other because they realized that this was happening to them. Humans were granted immortality, and this is what they decided to do with it. And the 17,776 looks at how America basically turned into one giant game of professional football, and how like players, you know, people around the country started playing the game or doing all this other stuff. It's really hard to explain other than just recommending you go look at it, go check it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 2020 is a sequel that talks about how college football was adapted to this immortal society of humans. And it's what I've read of it so far, and what me and Chaos have read of it so far, is very fun. I highly recommend it. I won't spoil any more than that. Dadley, you and I need to take a look at 17776 soon.
Yes. Yes.
And hopefully y'all out there will enjoy it as much as I and all my friends I've recommended it to so far have enjoyed it as well. Because it's sports, but it's also not sports. It's also philosophy and the human condition and religion and a bunch of other neatly packed together things that you just don't really think about until this webcomic brings them up. And it's multimedia, it's multi-source, it's highly readable, and you can finish it in 2, 3, maybe 4 hours if you're reading all of it at once. It's like a really quick read. 17776 is 25 chapters. 20020 I think is 12, but each chapter in 20020 is longer. So
okay,
I don't know, but I recommend them both. You just search 17776, and the first link that comes up is what will football look like in the future, and that's what you have to click on, and you'll be able to read it from there.
Yeah,
and those are my picks.
There you go.
All right. Life advice?
Some life advice? Yeah. Mine, I have always referred to myself, at least amongst my friend group, that like I treat my body like a used car. Like I'm just gonna keep using it until the wheels fall off. I'm just gonna keep plugging away. And here's my reminder to anyone else with that mindset, or just in general. It is okay to have that mentality. It's okay to say like, hey, I'm borrowing this body. One day it's going to get returned to the earth, whatever the fuck you believe in. Ride it until the wheels fall off. But it's also okay to check the tire pressure and make sure the wheels don't fall off for a while. Like, keep up with yourself. Keep up with that maintenance so you have it for longer. That's my life advice, mostly to me.
Dadley, you just remind me of some advice that my buddy made. Like, he made this up. So you know how, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Yeah.
Like, that's a saying, right?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you can't polish it and make it look good.
Oh, I like that.
Wow.
I really like that.
So
does not mean,
your body is a used car just because it is used and it will be returned someday. Don't neglect it. Make sure that it's up to up to snuff.
Take care of it. Treat it sometimes.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I will complete that trifecta with you choose what you keep in that car. You'll look in the back seat one day and you'll see a bunch of garbage and like random shit that you threw back there, and you're like, why did I throw that back there? Clean that out every once in a while. Make sure that what you are doing what you are learning, what you are ingesting, what you are like taking in to further yourself is not just keeping it clean for you to have more stuff and for you to take people along for the ride, but also the CD rack has to be things you enjoy, because I've never met anyone who kept CDs they didn't like in their CD rack.
All right.
So
that's another Dapper D is down.
That'll conclude this Dapper discussion, I think.
Yeah. Here's some like ominous advice.
Okay.
Don't be afraid that you're gonna fail. Be afraid that you'll do it perfect the first time and won't be able to do it again.
Oh,
I hate that. I hate that one.
Wow. Why is that such a scary thought? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Be afraid.
I thought of that today, and I'm just like, that's so much worse.
Never be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because like so many people are afraid of failing. It's like, imagine you succeed and you can't do it ever again.
Wow, I love
like,
that.
And literally
hate that at the same time.
Like, so it's like, hey, there's something worse than failing. So when people like, you gotta, I don't know, like, in my life, I'm not afraid of failure. I failed 1,000 times. It just makes it so like I can look at somebody and be like, "Hey, I fucked up, but I'm here. Let's go." Like, come
There
on.
you go.
It's like I'm on that other end of that tunnel. I'm alive. You're gonna be okay, bud.
There
Yeah.
you go. So I think that'll do it for this episode of the Dapper Discussion, Dapper D's. Let's talk about upcoming schedule, and then we'll get out of here. This Friday, the 3rd.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Dark
Tuesday.
Energy season finale.
Yes. Oh, is it actually? Is it going to be like a conclusion?
It should be. As long as you guys aren't like, by the way, we're all going to jump out the window right now. It should be.
I gotcha. Well, yeah. An exciting conclusion to that story. That'll be good.
Yes.
Let's see. So that's Tuesday.
And then Friday.
We return with the Inquisition. And a hot on the trail chase sequence.
Yes.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be fun. It's leading in an interesting direction, and I can't wait to show y'all where that will finish. Where that direction will finish. And then next Monday, like I said, I have it marked on the episode list as the AniPod anniversary, like the anniversary of the channel. I don't know what that's gonna be yet. I don't have anything marked for it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then after that, I have writer's block. So Dono, for your own benefit, writer's block, it will be on May 13th.
Yes.
Get something ready for that.
Oh God. I wanted to kind of like bounce the idea off of you guys to kind of get this because I want your guys' input to make it like a really good story and such like that, but I want to give you the idea. But I don't want to give it like too early because I like the idea of like having a mystery so you guys can know it, but viewers can't.
For writer's block?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So save it for then. We'll workshop it with it on the episode. That's kind of the whole
Or I might
point.
just give you guys the idea after we've closed out.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I think that'll about do it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time when we do some other random shit. And I've been Dippy.
I've been Deadly.
And I'm Dono.
And until next time, your adventure matters.
Stay dapper.
And roll your initiative. Oh,
Bye-bye. Bye.
bye.